then vanish. Where all my haters at? Every single morning I open the feed, another brave warrior planting a seed, calling me stupid, insane, or blind. Funny how courage dies outside online. You got 10 paragraphs loaded with rage, king of the comment section locked in your cage. I send an invite, you suddenly freeze. That's your convictions, got a wicked knees. You love the teeth, shots, you love the applause. Yes, I'm comfortable and someone else. Because where all my haters at? Come stand where the facts are at. Stop hiding behind that screen. If your argument's real, then show what you mean. Where all my haters at? Bring your best, not your copy and paste. You say I'm wrong every single day, and disappear when it's time to debate. Algorithms feed me, outrage machine. Shouting, nobody's seen. Talking in circles, repeating the line. What's up, everyone? What is up? What is up? Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for being here. Welcome to the Wednesday live show, right? Today, it's a call-in show, right? You can call in whenever you want. If you have an opposing opinion, if you want to react to things with me. All right, if you've seen my stuff, if you have if you want to voice a difference of opinions, I'm always down to. Or if you want to react to things with me, or just talk about anything, right? I'm always down to talk about whatever, right? Link is in the chat, right? If you want to. So, before I continue with today's show, I want to say this. Today, I received a threat. Right? I received a threat. The guy, have you seen in my last two debates, right? I did two debates on TikTok, right? The same guy, right? Which I believe I beat, right? I beat him. At least I believe it, right? So you tell me if I did or not, right? He got so upset, right? Because of those debates, because of my opinions, right? Justin, I mean, I kind of agree. We shouldn't care so much about race, but here's the thing, right? So he got so mad at me. He threatened me, said he's going to dox me. He's going to figure out where I live, right? He's going to try to find out where I live and send people at me. I mean, like I said, I ain't scared, right? I'm a card-carrying member of America, if you know what that means. So I don't have a problem with putting holes into your body. And that's not me wanting to, enact violence on you. No, that's me wanting to defend myself. Right? I'm not looking for violence. Right? I'm not looking for violence. This is why I set the stage to debate with him. Right? I set the stage to debate with him. But he couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle the debate. He couldn't handle the opinions. So what does he do? Right? What did he do? He said he's going to try his best to dox me, find where I live, and come after me. And I said, go for it, right? I'm not scared of no man. Right? The amazingness of America. You threaten me? You come and threaten my life? I have the right to put holes in your body. So, and here's the thing, right? He wants to bring someone, he wants to sick someone else on me. So he doesn't even want to risk his life. he want to risk someone else's life. That's Black Lives Matter for you, right? Yeah. And again, he can't handle my opinions on the black community. Okay. And this is the thing where I'm not here to say that you have to agree with me. Let's have a debate. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a civil back and forth. But how are you proving your argument when what you result to is violence, right? How does the black community stand on anything when they cannot debate ideas civilly, but they have to resort to violence because they lose, because they can't handle it? What does that say about you? What does that say about you that you cannot handle a conversation, a debate, a back and forth, and then you have to resort to violence? It speaks a lot about you and the type of people you are. Now, I'm not saying all, right? Plenty of black people haven't threatened me yet, or at least haven't want to, come and enact violence on me, but there are a lot too, right? To be honest, I get threats a lot every day. But here's the thing, right? None of those threats has changed my mind. You're not helping the conversation, right? Because you're threatening me. You're actually just proving my point, right? You're proving my point. The black community has a mindset problem, has a violence problem, has a criminality problem, has an accountability problem, okay? Has a victimhood problem. And when you can't debate it and yet threaten me with violence, am I wrong or are you? So I'm going to continue to speak my mind. I'm a nobody, right? People say that, oh, you're trying to garner white love or white support. You're trying to make money. I make nothing, right? I make $0 from YouTube, right? I don't make money from YouTube. I don't have much support. So really, am I doing it because it's my opinion, what I believe, or am I doing it for clout and money? I'm not. I'm a nobody. I make zero money. I gain no followers from this, right? I don't gain followers for voicing my opinions. White people don't love me. Black people definitely don't love me, right? So really, this is me. This is a hobby, right? I do it. I see certain things, hypocrisies, double standards, insanities, right? Problems I see, and I voice my opinions. That's it. This is just an outlet for me to voice my opinions, right? That is it. I'm not looking for clout. I won't gain any, right? I'm not gaining followers from this. I'm not gaining followers from my opinions. Nobody care about my opinion. No one like my opinions anyway. So again, you think what you want to think, right? I'm not, trying to garner, white support, white love. I'm definitely not gaining any black, love or support. So if both white people and black people don't really like me, maybe I'm just voicing an opinion, right? So, but like I said, I'm going to continue to voice my opinions. I'm not scared of nobody. So, you can continue to threaten me. That won't change things. You want to actually change my mind? Let's have a conversation. Let's debate logic, right? And I set up days for this, right? Every Wednesday is a call-in. You can call me anytime. Plus, DM me. I will set up a day for you, right? Just like I did with the other guy. Two live streams, right? 2 live streams for him to debate me. In my opinion, he lost both times. And how does it... What even solidified that loss is that he couldn't continue to debate me, so he has to threaten me with violence. So... You tell me. You can watch it and tell me who made the better arguments. Plus, I'm telling you the results. He got mad and wanted to threaten me with violence. So, but we will continue on with today's show. I'm going to double down. Because he clearly shows me that the black community has a violence problem. You have a violence problem. You have the victimhood mentality. You have a hard a lack of ability to listen, right? A lack of ability to listen. So I'm gonna do my part to solve it. Hate me, like me, I don't give a shit. I really don't do this for people to like me. I don't. So let's get started, right? Let's get started. Let's check this out.
What you're doing each day to dismantle white supremacy and systemic racism. Why are you anti-abortion?
Because it's wrong. Why are you going to take a life that can't even choose for itself?
It's not a life. Do you think that, like, looking at me, you would say that I'm underprivileged because I'm brown?
Yeah.
Laughing man, what is up, my brother? What's going on? You like to started lives later at night? What the fuck? No, right? That live that I started later at night was that guy wanted to debate me. I gave him the opportunity, right? I've said this before. You have an opposing opinion, I will give you the platform. I will give you the spotlight to oppose me, to counter my opinions. I will give it to you. I'm not scared, right? I'm not scared to, listen to counter arguments. I'm not scared of nobody's opinions, right? I would gladly listen to your opinion. But the man that I gave a platform to share his opinions, right? To voice his opinions, threatened my life. That is the weakness of these people, right? I'm sorry. If you are not able to correctly, accurately, to the best of your abilities, right, debate somebody, then don't do it. Because if you're so triggered, right, and you know you lost so badly that you threaten someone else's life, you are uncivilized. You're uncivilized. You're an animal. So, and I have no problem with defending myself. All right. But I've never walked away. Right. I've never walked away from an opposing opinion. I gladly spout. Go ahead. Come on. Let's have a chat. Let's have a conversation. Right. I'm not gonna like, oh my God, I'm running away from your opinion. No. Let's have a talk. But I will never disrespect you or threaten your life because of your opinion. We are not animals. But some people can't even understand that. And like I said, that is why I'm doubling down. You don't like my opinions on the black community? Come on. Right? Link is in the chat. You can DM me anytime. And let's have an opinion. Let's talk. I'm not scared of no man.
Kind of statistically, I mean, that animal.
I believe anybody can be above anybody, not above but equal. Like as long as you put your mind to it.
I don't think that I'm gonna be under the white man's foot. I don't blame the white man for anything.
If y'all having these conversations, maybe you shouldn't have had sex with that person if you weren't sure.
There's an idea.
Take away the money, all of value work that you have in your house, your clothes, everything. What are you? A human.
Laughing man, what is up, my brother?
So, take a punch in the face. Yeah, that's me. Good to see you, honey.
Okay, now I remember.
What did he say? Oh, really? But here I am. I'm still a skinny queen, honey. I just want to know what you're doing each day to dismantle white supremacy.
You see that? A black person threatening a black woman. Ain't that something? A black man, I believe. It looks like a black man, or I don't know, one of those people. Threatening a black woman. Where's the black man coming to defend that? Where's the black man coming to defend that shit? I thought Black Lives Matter. I guarantee you, if it was a white man doing that, now they will speak up. Oh, you don't like my opinions? Bring it on. All right?
And systemic racism. Pay your taxes.
I mean, I'm not going out and protesting every single day. I'm not calling my Congress people every single day. Like, are there things I probably should be doing? I'm morally average human being.
Do you think that white supremacy is a real threat to America right now?
Oh my God, I'm literally from Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm aware.
A lot going on there recently.
Yeah, very much. Scary. If I'm being totally honest with you, right? Like in terms of stuff that I'm doing, it's not enough.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I try to like, if I see something, say something, but I'm not like going out.
We are not, and I make myself clear, America isn't suffering from white supremacy. Prove it to me. Prove it to me. How is America suffering from white supremacy? We're not. I've said it before and I'll continue to say it. Racism isn't the biggest problem. It isn't even top 5 biggest problem in the black community. Racism isn't holding you back. Oh, is it hard to hear the video? Sorry. I gotta change the volume.
Everything I do. I'm also dealing with just general mental health issues. I wanted to kill myself all the time. I mean, the descent of fascism on all of us, I think, is something that's weighing in a lot of us. Obviously, disproportionately so.
Like to me?
Well, I mean,
do you think like
do you think underprivileged communities, I think, are definitely disproportionately impacted by awfully regressive policies like we're talking about, right?
Do you think that like looking at me, you would say that I'm underprivileged because I'm brown?
Yeah, like that's kind of statistically. I mean, that
white supremacy right there. White guilt. I see we have a problem with white guilt. Right? This is the white men that are in a nation. They're so depressed they want to kill themselves. Bro, you are useless then. Right? I'm tired of the victimhood no matter the race, right? I'm tired of the victimhood. Right? I'm tired of it.
The man over there, you know, I was asking about systemic racism, white supremacy, what he's doing to combat that as a white man, and he wasn't really sure. He thought he could be doing more. I feel that no matter what, you're always going to be under because you're brown. Do you guys, as black men in America, feel that there's anything that if you put your mind to it, you can't do that a white man can?
No, it's going to be 10 times harder, but I don't think that I'm going to be under the white man's foot. You know, I don't blame the white man for anything. At the end of the day, we had our struggle.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that you lived in the U.S. from 4 to 12. That's interesting. You live in Quakertown, PA, and San Diego, Cali. Okay. I live in Sacramento, right? Sacramento when I was a kid. So that's interesting.
It was our time to get back. It's our time to.
This is my problem, right? This is the mindset. It is 10 times harder, right, to succeed in America as a minority or as a black person compared to a white person. How so? This is my problem, right? This is my problem. When your mindset is skewed, right? This is the victimhood I'm talking about, right? This is the victimhood poisoning the black community, right? Ethiopia. Okay. Prove it. Prove it. Let's prove it. Come on. This is a thing where no, I'm going to make my content how I want to make my content, right? Bro, you've been here for a while, right? So I love you regardless, but I'm sorry. I'm not making my content, right, for the, just for everyone, right? It's not. I'm sorry, okay? Now, I will gladly, right, have a conversation with anyone. But you don't know what you're talking about when it comes to black people. Prove it. You got to prove it, right? Link is in the chat. Link is in the chat, or you can just type it, right? If you don't want to talk, you can just type it out. Prove the things I've said, right? Prove the things I've said about black people are wrong. Prove the things I said. One of the things I've said, right, is the uneven outrage. Uneven outrage, right? From white deaths, right? White killing black people or black killing black people. that is 100% true. It is uneven. Uneven. There is more talks, right? Like I gave an example, right? I did a yesterday, right? I did a live stream with someone, and I told him, right? Nolan Wells, right? A young black boy, a young black man who went went out to I don't know, whatever, right? An island or whatever with his friends, white friends, okay? And he is now dead, right? So there's an investigation in it. But there is millions upon millions, right? Millions upon millions of talks about him. There's been protests, marches, celebrities, right? Celebrities talking about it, right? Celebrities talking about it. Millions, if not hundreds of thousands of social media mentions. But guess what? Aiken, Liverpool, a 23-year-old young black man. What's up, bars? What is up, bars? Aiken, Liverpool, a 23-year-old young black man went out with his friends, black friends, and now he's found drowning, right? He was found drowned or whatever. Okay, his case is still unsolved. Who's talking about it? Where's the celebrities talking about that? Where's the celebrity saying we need to solve that case? Where is the march, right? Where's the protests? Where's the riots to say that we need to solve that case? That case need to be solved, right? Where's the mentions of it? So how am I wrong with what I'm saying? If Black Lives Matter, it needs to matter consistently. If you see one mention of Nolan Wells, you should see 2 times, 3 times, 10 times the mention of Aiken, Liverpool. How am I wrong? How am I wrong? Please tell me. And this is the thing where I kind of agree, right? It's Democrats, it's liberals that's poisoning people's mind. Racism this, racism that, white supremacy this, white supremacy that, right? That's the problem. We are trying, because this is the thing where we need minorities, black people need white people to be the victim. That's how the Democrats constantly get 80%, right, of black votes. Just talk about racism. And I want to fix that. I want to say, stop it with that BS, right? I'm not saying racism is a zero problem. I'm saying racism isn't that big of a problem, right? So please tell me. I am happy to debate ideas, right? But I'm not going to. I literally just said it, right? Today, someone threatened my life. That they will find me, right? They will dox me and come after me because of my views of the black community. And I said, I'm not scared. I'm not scared of nobody threatening my life because I'm a card-carrying member of America, and I will put holes in you if you want to come after me. Right? I will gladly defend myself. So if someone who threatened my life can't stop me from voicing my opinions, I'm sorry, right? I like your stuff. I like your support, but I'm not going to bend to nobody, right? I hope you come to me because you care about my opinions, or you like my opinions, or you know what, you respect my opinions. But I'm not going to bend to nobody. I'm sorry, right? I like all the people that comes to me from time to time, but my opinions are my opinions, and I will gladly respect your opinion. So I've never said this was maybe I have, but it's not what I mean, right? This is not necessarily a red pill channel. This is a reaction channel. I've said it again. Now, I have red pill ideology. I have conservative ideology. I have probably Republican ideology or whatever, right? But that is, I don't box myself in. I don't. I just say that I'm a channel with opinions. That's it. So you hate my opinions, you like my opinions, that's up to you.
figure out how we can maneuver in this system. Although the system is not for us, how can we use the system and our resources to our advantage and not point the finger and be a victim? I'm not a victim of anything, because the dreams that I'm chasing right now, I'm obtaining because through perseverance, ambition, and just getting up off my ass and actually making something happen and not pointing the finger at the next man.
You see that? This is what I'm. This is what I support right here. This young black man, right, and saying that he's not a fucking victim. Right? He's not blaming the white man. They're not blaming white supremacy. He's not blaming nobody. He's saying that, you know what? I'm going to be the best version of myself. I'm going to do it. Right? No one is going to hold me back. That right there is the black excellence I support. And that is what I'm talking about. When I talk about stop thinking about the white man. Stop like learn your history. But don't be fucking shackled to your history, right? Slavery, Jim Crow. I'm sorry, right? Your past is ugly. America's past is ugly. But when you're shackled to the past, you don't have this kind of mindset.
And so I don't think I'm under anybody.
For generations, black people have been under. Like, we've been told, when you wear a hoodie, you're a criminal. So he can look at anybody in that aspect. If you're just a skin, if you're going by skin color, black people will always seem to be at the bottom because everybody got knowledge, everybody chasing the bag.
I'll say it's easier to push somebody down and it's harder to pull somebody up. So, like, if I can dim your light and tell you you're not something when you really are it,
Right.
you can believe it. So self-enlightenment is another thing to tell yourself that, yes, like you said in the beginning, I believe anybody can be above anybody, not above but equal. Like, as long as you put your mind to it,
Yeah.
you can do
But
anything that you believe.
systemically,
Equal opportunity.
generations, we've been at the bottom.
Do you think that maybe part of the reason that somebody, like if you're walking in a hoodie, you're walking late at night, the reason that somebody might think that you could possibly be a threat is because despite black men being, I think it's about 6% of the population, we'll put it on the screen, they commit 50% of the murders in this country, a large
Key data, right? Everybody table. All violent crimes arrests. White, 59. Black, 36. Males overall, 79. Murders, black offenders, right? 51. 51 to 56, right? In known race cases. This is something that I was debating with last night's low IQ, person. I've said this. I agree, right? There is over policing. There is wrongful arrests, right? Wrongful arrests, exonerations, plenty. There's a lot of exonerations, right, in the black community. But here's the problem, right? It is a fact. It is a fact that black people are overrepresented in homicides. Homicides. Someone died. Someone got killed, right? There's no exoneration for someone got killed. They got killed, right? So black people are overrepresented in homicides, right? It's not arrests, right? So we can blame arrests on, racism if we want. You can't blame homicides over racism, on racism. But what you could do, right? Exonerations for the murders, correct. Some of these black men were wrongfully accused. But here's the thing. We can all agree that crime is usually proximity, right? Proximity. So put your thinking caps on, right? So if crime is proximity, right? Black people are overrepresented in homicides. If we take out the exonerations, right, in crimes, it is still a fact that the black people that killed, right, homicides, are still killed by other black people. The cops just sadly picked the wrong fucking black person. Doesn't change that a black person killed those black people, right? It doesn't change that. So you got to put your thinking caps on. That although there are cases where police arrest the wrong people, it doesn't mean that the race is the wrong race, right? It's not like, oh my God, you know what? It was a white person we were supposed to arrest. No, it was still a black person you were supposed to arrest. You just arrest the wrong black person. That's it. So it doesn't change. This is why I prefer using homicide rates, right? I use homicide rates because that's the logic I'm talking about. So if you're saying I'm wrong when I'm saying about black people, prove it. I laid out the logic, right? I laid out the logic for you. Prove that I'm wrong, right? I'm not talking about arrests because we can both agree that cops do wrongful arrests, and we have exoneration examples. We can both agree to that, right? But how do you explain the homicides? Okay. Do you think black men are overrepresented in homicides because of genetics or something? What the racists say genetics are out loud, and the undercover racist says culture. What do you think? No, I don't call that genetics, right? I don't call it genetics. The undercover racist says culture. I don't care if you call. I don't. Again, Ethiopia. I respect you. I don't care if you call me racist because I don't believe it. But yes, I do call it culture, right? Tell me this. What is no snitching? No snitching is synonymous in the black community. You don't snitch on the criminals, right? Thugs, criminals are very prominent in the black community. Do you show me the results of the black community calling out their thugs, their criminals, condemning it? Do you know a lot of times, right? I'm like I've said this before. I work around the black community. So sometimes when I hear the phone ring, right? I hear the phone rings. Guess what I hear, right? And they put on speaker for me. They put on speaker because I don't. They just put on speaker. Collect call from this detention center, from this jail, from this prison. Collect call. Beep beep. This is a collect call from this prison, this jail, whatever. All right. I think it's dishonest, disingenuous to say that there's not a violence problem in the black community. How can you be overrepresented in homicides? Those are literally people that died. Let's be honest, right? Let's be honest. What is no snitching synonymous with? That isn't synonymous with Mexicans, Asians, and all that shit. Because this is what I'm saying, right? You can't even be honest to say, yeah, that is a big thing in the black community. I'm not. See, this is the problem. I'm not saying there's no murders in the white community. I'm not saying there's no murders in the Mexican community, Asian communities, any of that stuff, right? I'm not saying that it's a zero-sum game, right? There's no bad shit in the white community and the black and the Asian community. I'm not saying that, right? But it's moving the goalposts. Moving the goalposts. What about them? Okay, what about them? If let's say the Mexican community has a no snitching issue, right? Are they overrepresented in homicides? Are they experiencing high level of homicides? Because let's say this: if we focus on the Mexican community, does that change the Black American community? It doesn't. If we focus on the white community, does that change? Does that change the black community? Would it? Let's say this: if we all just focus and talk about white people, will that bring down the homicide rates in the black community? Would it stop? Would it stop black people from killing other black people? Would it? That's the thing where sometimes whataboutisms, right? Cases like this, it doesn't work. It doesn't help. It doesn't do nothing.
Percentage of violent crimes, and that's not y'all's fault because I assume none of y'all are violent criminals. But no, she's like, no, other people in our community.
And here's the thing, right? I've said this before. I've dated predominantly black women. So my friends are predominantly black, believe it or not. So I know it's 100% true. Not all black people are anything, right? Not all black people are criminals. Not all black people are ghetto, that, right? That's never been my argument, right? But again, I've said why I say the things I say. Because I care about the black community, right? Love me or hate me. I actually love the black community. I said this many times. I think the black community is the coolest community around. Hell, I think black men have made passport bros a thing, right? Black men have pushed red pill, right? I'm not saying that whether they create it or not, but I give credit where credit is due, right? Hell, thanks to black people, the Civil Rights Act was a thing, right? Thanks to black ancestors, the civil rights thing was a thing, and it helped give opportunities to all minorities. I never discredit the black community. I think the black community is the coolest community around. They're badass people, right? But that doesn't change where, you know what? If I see holes in your game, I'm gonna voice it. That's just how it is, right? So, like me, hate me, that's up to you, right? But I'm not saying this out of hate or disrespect. You may be triggered by the shit I say, but I'm not saying it because I hate black people. I don't, right? But again, when I see so much attention for Nolan Wells, which I'm not saying it doesn't deserve it, yet I see zero mentions, right? Zero mentions of Aiken Liverpool. I'm like, why? That don't make sense. I don't understand. Why aren't celebrities talking about Aiken Liverpool? Does this black boy does not deserve attention? Why isn't thousands upon thousands of content creators not talking about Aiken Liverpool? Why aren't they dissecting his case? You know, asking questions of his parents, of all these other black boys' parents, all these black boys. Why? So that's the thing.
Have put that stereotype on us that if they look at me and they see me with a kid, they might assume that I'm going to be a single mom just because I'm brown or I'm black, right? And that's not fair because there are amazing black mothers, there's amazing black fathers, there's amazing black families, black pastors, black churches, right?
As a whole,
and I've been one of the I've done it before, right? Where I said that yes, black men, right? The active fathers, right, are the most active fathers, right? And this is a thing where I say that I'm not saying that black people are out of control, but I do say the problem is they blame everyone, right? That's what I would say. So I'm not gonna necessarily say that black people are out of control. I don't necessarily think so, but I definitely think that they blame everyone for their problems, right? Yeah. I mean, that is true, right? There is a single mother problem in the black community. That's the thing where this is why I said, right? One of the biggest problems is that there's not families.
we have always been pushed through struggles.
Do you think we're pushing down on each other?
Yes.
At all?
I would say, my fault. No, I would say there's two sides of the coin. There's the side that perseveres, and then there's the side that's ignorant, and they don't have the education to see certain things. Like, okay, like you said, it's like a bully effect. When someone is wealthy, someone has resources, and they've been comfortable their whole life, as opposed to someone who has been uncomfortable, not wealthy, and don't have the education, they're always going to get looked down as they're not equal, or they're just less than.
That's also my problem, right? There's a problem where just like how women do it, right? women don't see average men. Women don't see average men. They see high value men. So their opinions about men comes from high value men, right? Men are cheaters. Guess what? Because you date high value men that are cheaters. Men are womenizers. Guess what? Because you date high value men that are womenizers. So just like black people in general, they view white people through the lens of wealthy white people, right? They're not talking about poor white people, which the poor white people, right? Population size is bigger than poor black people, right? But they don't look at their people at the same level. Just like women, right? Women's opinions is not based on average men, right? Women's opinions is not based on average men. Women's opinions are based on top tier men because 80% of women are only attracted to 20% of men. So their opinions are based on the top 20% of men. Sadly, black people are not looking at average white people. Their opinions are on the top top tier white people. Now, I don't disagree with this, right? I don't disagree with this, right? The problem is black people over invested in integration in the 60s and didn't build a black community 100%, or maybe not 100%, but I agree with this, right? I agree with this. A crazy thing, right? During Jim Crow, one of the black community's worst time, they were doing their best. Highest marriage rates, right? Lowest divorce rates, right? I think low single mother rates, doing great economically. That's because they had a community, right? They had a community. I've said this many times. It is the matriarchy, right, that killed the black community. It is the matriarchy that killed the black community. I've said this. Bring back the patriarchy into the black community. Men should be leading it. But guess what? Single women are leading the black community, which in turns destroys the community. I'm sorry. No community is made up of single mothers. None. Or at least not no stable or good community. I'm sorry. I've said this before. Black men need to be leading the black community. All these Black Lives Matter things, why are they all women? Why are the majority of Black Lives Matter led by women? Why are the majority of these, these organizations, these black organizations, led by women? It's like, no.
What can white people do that I can't right now in America?
I think a lot of it boils down to a sense of security.
I think that, it's the masculinity that has lost, right? Good black men need to take over the black. They need to take over the black community.
But obviously there's like economic and financial implications as well, right? Like less likely to get approved for a loan or something like that kind of deal.
What if I told you that I don't feel oppressed at all living in America, and I wouldn't rather live anywhere else?
I mean, that's completely your right to have. That's how you feel, and that's awesome. I can't say that I personally am that jazzed about being here, but if you
fucking leave. This is a thing where this is my problem, right? Black people are being poisoned by white people. I agree. You see the weakness in this fucking man? You see the weakness in this man? White people have their own problems, right? White people have their own problems. The white community, right, is also affected by feminism. This is the thing where you think I'm a big proponent against feminism, right? Feminism has poisoned the white community, poisoned the black community, and it's slowly poisoning the Asian community, right? The Asian community are fighting back. They're fighting against it. But I believe that in a couple generations, it's going to be hard, right? Because the thing is that, yes, Asian people they still have the immigrant mindset where it's a little bit patriarchal, but feminism is slowly poisoning that. You see the weakness of this white man? This is the problem, right? So you want me to talk about white people? This is the fucking problem I'm talking about, right? Feminism is a death cult. It's destroying our men, right? It's destroying the men of every group. Black men, white men, Asian men. Feminism is destroying them, right? This weak-ass mindset, right? 2 to 3 years in Dagestan, right? What is it? What was it like seriously?
You are, then
Where do you think would be better for you to live?
I really struggle with that a lot, honestly.
As a whole, we have been looked at that way. So if a white man says, "You're black, I see you on the bottom of me,"
100%. White men have been whipped. They have. The weakness of the men in our communities, right? The men in our country is destroying us. We need to strengthen the patriarchy. I'm sorry, right? Men need to be leading. We're standing behind women. What the fuck is that? Why are men standing behind women? You are weak as shit.
literally.
That was just said to me, and he thinks that he's helping me.
But yeah, what I'm saying is,
like, that's racist.
I don't care if you have $1 million as a black person. The person who has $2 million sees you on the bottom, bro, and you're not gonna make it to where everybody who you're connected to has a piece of your $1 million. So you could be like, well, at least I spread my $1 million with my people, and now we're all whatever want to call it type shit.
Do you think that their perspective or their perception about us is true?
No.
All right, no, okay.
Why?
Now,
Because I was raised, I was raised by a grandmother who was an educator and a grandfather who was a chef to many people. So I've seen the unity in how people can accept you. Celebrities knew my family. They were people who never looked at us as being on the bottom, coming from East New York, Brooklyn. You have more than I have. Your main focus is to, I'm on the bottom of you. You might be wrong in how you got your way, but I'm on the bottom of you. So that's how I feel about the person who you was talking to. They could be getting their money through whatever weird activities in this world we could think of. Be brown or you brown, he sees it as he's on top of you.
How are people still thinking that way in 2026? I don't get it.
I can't think that way.
So like growing up, like my dad was in the military and we had the chance to move around a lot. And like living in like Italy, Germany, the Netherlands, like it was all cool. But like also, I don't know, I went back to the Netherlands for the first time like in 15, 16 years, like 3 years ago. Yeah, while I was there, they elected Geert Wilders, who was an incredibly, like he ran on incredibly racist policies that were basically focused around, and it's a similar kind of populist you see here, right? Like you stoke the tensions of like, you have people fight horizontally instead of up down, right? And that really, in pretty much any instance around the world, it's like the distraction that our ruling class uses to try to keep us from actually addressing the real systemic issues above us.
You know, you want me to talk about white people? These are the type of people I actually hate. I may say shit about black people, right? I have opinions about black people. I don't hate them. This shit right here is who I actually hate. Right? These weak ass white people, right? With the victimhood mentality. Like these liberals, these absolute disgusting ass. These are the people I actually hate.
While I was there in a country that like 5 years ago, if you'd asked me like where do I want to live, like yeah, I'd do the Netherlands in a heartbeat, right? But like the reality is that like far right fascist beliefs are on the rise pretty much everywhere. We're seeing the rise of fascism like in places you wouldn't have expected it, you know?
You hasn't heard of me.
Both of y'all.
What are you about?
Are y'all together?
Sort of.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you guys. So I just had a guy over there tell me that because I'm brown in America, that I am underprivileged. Mm-hmm. Do you guys feel that way?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
You don't? You do?
Yeah.
Everyone's equal?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. We live in a capitalistic society where you can like earn what you want, whatever the fuck. But like, you know, there's systems that are already in place way before we were even like, you know, even anything set for us to like not win. You know what I'm trying to say? And it's like it's not. These are not conspiracy theories. You feel me? These are like.
No, we're not gonna get in trouble.
You feel me? These are not conspiracy theories. These are like facts. You know what I'm trying to say? Like redlining and like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like we like time and time again, bro. Well, I'm speaking for like African Americans, bro. I can't really speak for any other like.
Is there anything that a white man can do right now in America that you can't?
It's not that we're limited by our race, but it's like, you feel me? It's the prejudice that comes with, you feel me, being as dark as we are, or coming from the places that we come from. You feel me?
You agree?
You wouldn't be profiled walking into a store the same way I would. You feel me? You wouldn't have the.
You wouldn't be profiled walking in the store like he would. You see why? Do you see why, right? I have my opinions that I do. Do you ever, this is the problem, right? Do the black community ever wonder why you were profiled? Do they? Do they ever want to actually fix it? Right? You think that, oh, let me wipe out racism and I won't ever be profiled in the black community, or I won't be ever profiled because I'm black. What a stupid idea. Right? What a stupid idea. Right? It's stupid. Why? Because there is such an amount of criminality and that you don't shame it. I'm not saying that, there's no criminals in the white community, Asian community, all that stuff. But in my opinion, right? all of the communities will shame the criminality. They don't support the criminality. They will call out the criminality, right? Black people, either they don't shame it at all or they support it, right? Or they don't talk about it.
The privilege or the comfort of, like, you know, maybe not getting pulled over on your way home. You feel me? Just for, like, you know, driving with your music too loud, or, like, you know, your tints are a little bit too dark or whatever the fuck, you know.
Why do you think you guys might be profiled?
I mean, why do you think?
I'm asking you. I'm the interviewer.
Oh, okay. Just like inherited racism and, like, you know, prejudice passed down from like generations and generations that are like, you mean being like, you know, like there's like breeding grounds for these shits on like social media now. Like, you know, people are comfortable like being who they really are and like they feel safe, you know.
Okay, what do you think is the biggest issue in the Black community?
They don't get enough recognition.
Attention?
Yeah.
From who? Who should they get attention from?
Everybody, because everybody be neglecting or mentioning them different just because they skin tone where they come from.
Would you say that Black people are neglecting each other in some ways?
Black people are not a monolith, bro. We are not all one.
Did you not just like pretty much make white people as a monolith? Did you not tout out shit like white people are a monolith? And now you're saying that Black people are not a monolith. Again, another issue I bring up. How you don't apply your logic evenly, right? You don't apply your logic evenly. You don't. You say that, oh, you know what? Black people experience racial profiling. Well, all Black people experience racial profiling now? Oh, you know what? All Black people experience, you know, get looked at in the store. All Black people now. It's like, so in one thing, okay, this is an all Black thing. Another thing, it's not an all Black thing. You want to point out the negatives, right? The flaws or whatever, or the problems. Yet you don't want to recognize others.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
So, you feel me? Like,
but do you think that there are issues that we have with each other? I mean, it is a fact that 95% of Black people are killed by other Black people.
Data key from FBI expanded homicides table. Black victims are 2,900. Killed by Black offenders, 2,500.
And then not to mention that, I mean, nearly 40% of abortions are on Black women.
So are you like pro-life or pro-choice?
I'm anti-abortion.
Yeah, I think we're gonna.
You're also anti-abortion? And you're a Hello Kitty queen. We're twins. Why are you anti-abortion?
Because it's wrong. Why you want to take a life that can't even choose for itself?
It's not a life.
How is it not?
Bundle of cells, bro. It's not.
You're a bundle of cells. Sorry.
Conscious. It's not sentient. It's not.
At one point they are.
But not at the time where you're like allowed to like abort.
You can get an abortion for any reason up to 26 weeks in New York. 24 to 26 weeks. And that's way past sentience. And they can feel pain at that point. Would you say it's wrong then?
How do you know this?
Sorry?
How do you know this?
Have you seen an abortion on like a screen? Have you seen what that looks like?
What I'm saying, like, how do you know that the fetus or
Really? Was it on the Canadian side or the American side? Right? Was it on the Canadian side or the American side that stopped you?
Not even a fetus yet, but how do you know?
It is a fetus.
It's not.
Because embryo, zygote, fetus.
Yeah, whatever. But how do you know that it's feeling it?
I swear to God. I mean, like, if you don't know what you're talking about, just don't talk.
Anything. Like, are you like...
Probably because they run away. They try to swim away from the abortion tools in the amniotic fluid. And I think when you're having your arm ripped off, it might hurt. But even if it didn't hurt, it wouldn't be okay to do that to a paralyzed person, right? Just rip their arm off. Crush their skull.
I feel like that's the problem with convenience, you know, in the day and age where we're advancing so much with like science and like technology.
So it's the Canadians. Evil Eddie, you gotta keep those Canadians in check. You gotta keep those Canadians in check, Evil Eddie.
you know, where we're at a point where, like, you know, if someone doesn't want a kid or for whatever reason, they have the, like, it's not even my
Ad wants the baby, and
and again, if y'all having these conversations, you know, maybe you shouldn't have like had sex with that person if you weren't sure.
there's an idea.
You know, maybe you should like take the steps before we even get there.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't know why people don't do that, because then we wouldn't need abortion. But she's against abortion because she said it's taking a life. You said it's not a life. What is it?
an emergency C-section, right?
Uh-huh.
Or whatever. Like the mom passed and the baby had to, like, you know, get delivered, you know, like through the stomach, and it was like, what's the word, like a preemie. It was like, you shouldn't be super premature. Like it literally cannot take care of itself. It cannot survive. It cannot. It's
A
not,
newborn baby can't survive and take care of themselves on their own, even if they're full term.
but it's not gonna lie. We have to go.
No worries. Thank you, guys.
Where can I find this?
Her Patriot voice.
On YouTube?
Yeah. Thank you.
He said, yeah, Ari. I'm 20 years old, so I don't know the world. I can't say that I've been through everything like what my mother and my grandmother has been through. But as a Black person, I'm mixed. But as a Black person, I feel like the way the world is, we like to just slap labels on something and slap titles on one person. Take those titles away. Take away the money.
Yeah, he was just blabbering. Low IQ input.
All the value work that you have in your house, your clothes, everything. What are you? A human. You are a human. You are not better than nobody else. Yes, you can make $20 million a year. Congratulations. But does that mean that you're above a person just because the way people look or what race they is? Like he said, they see that you're Black, brown, you're automatically underneath. Why can't we just sit here and live in a world? And God created the earth in a...
Okay. Let's try something else. Let's check out the main video for tonight. All right, I want to check out this video, right? Steven Crowder featuring the Carter family. Yes, I made 20 million. I'm above a lot of people. I agree too. I mean, if this is the thing where the problem, like I said, right? The problem is, why compare yourself to the wealthy? Why? It's like, again, it's like when women compare, right? When women think that all men are high value men. What? There's literally not the same. They're not the same at all.
On YouTube, I want to make sure I have the plug right. Is it the Cartier family on YouTube?
Cartier, yes, sir.
Okay. They got Todd, yes, got Brandon. And then what name do you use?
Brock. Yeah, on YouTube it's just Brock Appia, Appiah.
Okay. I want to make sure. Now, are these like stage names or these are?
No, that's my real name.
That's
Yeah,
my real name.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate it. I guess I don't even know where we start. You want to plug your individual channels first, and then I'm just gonna.
Okay.
We'll just throw it out there.
Yeah. All right, so it's Brock Appia on YouTube, BrockAppiah, and I basically do the same things that we do on the Cartier Family channel. I look at politics and things like that, but I try to look at it more from like a biblical perspective, and yeah, just try to keep it real and say what I think.
Yeah, I'm Brandon Brown on all social medias. BRB like Violet. NDONRHONE. That's my name across all socials. I'm more active on like Instagram and TikTok. Probably gonna fire my YouTube channel back up. I just post workout videos on there. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
If you get,
I didn't know that. I didn't know it was an African name. That's interesting.
those push-up yoga pants, I understand you could do quite well with.
Yeah, that's the women's cheat code.
Especially if you can complain when people are looking at your push-up bra on your ass.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you get even more credit. You're just like, why are you looking? It's like, because you have an ass painted on your ass on the pants. But I guess I have to pretend that we're not. And yes, you, sir, the only one with a cigar.
My name is Taj. My YouTube is Tay Glory Reacts. I pretty much react to body cam footage. Pretty much make fun of what happened in the body cam footage. So that's what I do.
Now, what do you mean make fun of? Because I'm sure this is a good way to lead this off, right? I was there when they're like, we need more body cams for policing. And it was the one where we were like, sure, fine. I was saying police brutality is one of those things where there are a lot of stories that are not what people were sold. And then I would like to make sure that bad cops are held to account. But now there's a whole movement that body cams are bad. So it's flipped. So you've been hearing this. What do you notice when you watch the body?
it exposed a lot of behaviors that did not expect with the cops. Actually, after reacting to a lot of body cam footage,
Justin, thank you for stopping by, my brother. Thank you for the support, right? Thank you for just coming in and stopping by and saying hi. Thank you, my brother.
I realized that the cops actually got a hard job.
Oh,
you know, a lot of these people attitudes, I can see why some people end up.
You know, and these three men, I believe, are religious men, right? And this is a thing where I honestly believe that. Now, I'm not religious myself, right? I'm not religious myself, but I think when the black community was at its peak, religion was a big part, right? Religion was a big part of the black community, right? Families were more together, right? Marriages were important. Staying together, right, was important. So take it as what you will, right? But when the black community was very religious, they were at their peak.
Dying from their situation because some people don't know how to respond properly with the cops.
Yeah, what I think I learned, you know, obviously you guys know, like I'm the only white guy. I was like, it doesn't seem like black guys are that afraid of the cops.
Oh no!
When I watched the body cam, like I would never imagine like being pulled over. Like, sure, do you know why I pulled you over? And be like, fuck you.
Yeah,
like, we would never.
It's interesting. Like they immediately get hostile when the police like pull them over. It's like this could go a completely different way if you're cool.
Yeah, it's like
self-made. What is up, my brother? What is up? Thank you for stopping by, my brother.
Yeah, it's like they don't want to de-escalate the situation. That's what fuels my soul sometimes.
Yeah, to me, it's that we were told like driving while black. We're deathly afraid of cops. Now we could get into like, you know, the actual violent interactions and how statistically there's no different as far as lethal force, but there is some time as far as restraining. Right, there was that study out of what's his name, Roland at Harvard, who then was made an Uncle Tom. But just the snapshot, I'm like, it doesn't seem like these people are afraid of police at all because they act in a way that nobody I know would talk to police.
Yeah, right? No, I wasn't. Well, my mom is a lawyer, so I was taught don't trust the police. That's what they say. They don't trust the cop. They're not like that's what they told me. But I was never taught to be hostile with the police. I'm respectful with everyone, especially in a hostile in a police situation. Like, I don't want it to go bad. Right. I really want to get in and out, you know. So I've never had a bad interaction with the police. I've never been treated bad with police, obviously.
And that's, yeah, exactly. That is white supremacy is just a feeling of inferiority. That is why I don't support white supremacy, and I don't support believing in it. Right? I'm sorry. When the black community perpetuate the idea of white supremacy, you are pretty much talking about inferiority. No, bro, I love it, right? This is a thing where I don't know if you missed it, right? I told you, right? And I think you saw it, right? The guy I was debating, right? The last two debates on TikTok got upset. He got so upset, right? He got so upset that he threatened my life. He said he's going to find me and he's going to send people after me. All right? And I said, go for it. I'm not scared of nobody, right? I'm not scared of nobody. I don't mind putting holes into you, right? Defending myself. I'm not trying to push violence on anybody, right? But I don't mind defending myself. But that shows to me that you lost, right? You lost the debates. So since you lost, you need to attack somebody, right? You cannot battle with ideas, right? You cannot, correctly, accurately counter my ideas with your ideas. So since you are inferior intellectually, guess what you would do? You will resort to violence. And that is what he did, right? He said he would come after me. Well, that is the weakness of it, right? That is the weakness of it. Where if you, I've said this, I'm not going to disrespect you with violence or, with any of that shit. But if you can't debate me, just don't debate me, right? But you're so triggered that you need to threaten me with violence. It's weak ass shit, right? I'm respectful. I don't call people out of their name. I don't target anybody. We're talking. We're civilized, right? And Self-Made has disagreed with me on many occasions, right? Many occasions, and I respect that, right? I promote it. Please, you don't have to agree with me. and don't agree with me. Have your own opinions. But to be so weak-minded, right? So triggered that you threaten my life, it's so weak, right? Obviously, you know you lost then. That you have to resort to threatening my life. Because here's the thing. If you think you won, why would you need to threaten anyone's life? You won, right? You won the debate. But because you know you lost, you have to threaten me. So, yeah, it's impulse control. I agree, right? It's impulse control, and I think that's sad, right? I think that's sad.
I can't speak for everyone else's experiences, but
always down for that. I'm always down for that, right?
I'm a yes or no sir type of guy, so I never had a bad experience.
I've had a bad experience with police.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. I was in Wyoming, and I was going. I might have been going like almost 80, but the limit was 70, and I was just driving. There's nothing as far as I could have literally blown all four tires and spun into nothing as far as I can see. And suddenly the cop pulls me over. He goes, "Hey, you're going really fast past that town back there." And I said, "That's a town? Why are you going so fast?" I said, "They get the hell out of Wyoming. Like, there's nothing here. I don't want to be here." He's like, "Ah, you getting smart?" I'm like, "No, just give me the ticket." But that was my last ticket. It was a long time ago. But he right away was like, "You going fast?" He goes, "You know how fast you were going?" So I wasn't taught to not trust cops. I was taught to not give them information that they don't already have. Like if they say, "Do you know how fast you're going?" Say, "No, officer."
You know what? I kind of read it as playing poker. I didn't. Oh, that was a good good miss by me. I didn't see the strip part. Right? I don't know why. My mind just skipped to the poker part. But I don't think I'm into a whole bunch of guys playing strip poker. It's not my thing. Right? It's not my thing.
Can you please tell me? Because you could incriminate yourself.
Yeah, same. That's exactly what I was.
Yo, bro, I'm always down, right? I mean, link is in the chat. Link is in the chat, right? Link is in the chat. We can stop this. We can stop this. I'm just, again, I've said this before, right? Wednesdays nights is a call-in show. It's for you, right? We can talk about anything and everything, right? If I have a opinion on it, we can talk about it, right? So if you want to take up the challenge, right? And, have a debate with I had the debate on the other guy. Let's go for it, right? We can do it. I respect conversations, right? I respect civil debate. I respect it, right? So if you ever want to come up and talk, let's talk. Let's do it, right? We can talk about whatever subject if I have an opinion on it. Okay. We can debate. If you've seen anything I've said and you disagree with it, bring it on, right? That's what I'm going to promote, right? I do not, if you ever seen my, I know probably Evil Eddie checked it out, right? A while ago. When Charlie Kirk died, I was upset because I wanted us to just have conversations, right? He promoted having a conversation. That's what he promoted. Why did it result in death? Why? We are civilized. Why can't we just have a conversation with each other? Why can't we talk things out? Your idea versus my idea, your facts, my facts, your opinion, my opinions. Let's battle it out peacefully in a conversation. No one should die. No one should get hurt when we're having a conversation. So that was disappointing, right? But I will always stand on the side. Let's have civil discourse. Self-made. What is up, my brother? What is up?
Yo, what's good, bro? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm chilling. How you been?
I can't complain, man. It's hot as hell right now.
It's hot?
Man, it's
Yeah,
100
where I'm at, it's muggy as well. Where I'm at, it's muggy right now. So, do you want to react to this video, or you have a particular topic?
Yeah, we can react, and I'll tell you something a little bit later.
No. Okay, we'll watch it for a little bit. We'll watch it for a little bit, and all right, we'll watch it for a little bit.
Talk. Yeah, that is what she meant by don't trust them. Right. Yeah, but I've never had anything escalate to where I'm getting pulled out of the car or anything like that.
Yeah. My grandpa was a Oklahoma City cop for like 20 years. So he just told me, when you get pulled over, just be like, hey man, sorry, didn't realize it. I apologize. Yeah. I do that every time. And literally the last time I got pulled over, the cop was like, since you were so cool, I decided not to give you a ticket. He's like, I was gonna give you a ticket. I was guilty. I was speeding, 25 over, should have got a ticket. Like I knew I was wrong. Yeah. I was like, yeah, man, I'm sorry. I didn't even notice it. Like I apologize completely.
You know, one of the things I've said. Oh, you want to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah, I got pulled over probably maybe like 4 days ago. Now I drive trucks,
Oh,
and usually when you get pulled over by police officers, it's a bit more serious
uh-huh.
Because your license is on the line every time they pull you over. They find something that's over with. You know, you gotta. But he
Uh-huh.
pulled me over, and he did a level 3, and he was cool. He was cool. He was cool. Now a level 3 inspection is basically inspecting a driver, and if you're not familiar with trucking in general, we have something called hours of service regulations, meaning that we have a 14-hour clock, but we only can drive 10 hours, and so that he looked for violations within that 14-hour window, and he ran my. I had literally like the day before I had went over my time like 3 minutes, right? And he
Mm-hmm.
didn't even. He was like, he was like, this is one thing. I was like, I know what it is. 3 minutes. He said, I ain't even gonna put that shit on. It's not, you know. So I was. He could have, like, he could have wrote me a ticket if you wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
but he didn't. So
I
this
love
idea
that.
about police is just a bit. This idea about police is always out to get people is just. It's not really realistic whatsoever, and it's all.
I
It's
I,
it's just
I,
it's just fabrication.
I
Like
love.
what?
This is the thing where this is one of my opinions, right? Which people push back on. Comply. Now, I've said this where complying doesn't mean
I agree.
100% complying will get 100% good results. That's not what I mean. But here's the thing. Imagine the scenario. One where you comply and one where you don't. Do you think, on average, probability, if you don't comply, you get any good results? No. There's nothing where
I
there's no
agree.
way where you can think that, okay, if I don't comply, I'm going to find a good result. What the fuck is that? Right? So even if at the very least you can
I agree.
comply, there's at least a higher chance that you will get good results. And I've said this before, it don't make sense to fight in the streets. You're not going to get nowhere, right? You fighting with the police officers does not change anything. So if you comply, at the very least, if you hate it or you're mad or whatever, you fight in court. And I got a lot of pushback for that,
Right.
right? I'm not saying that, oh my God, you comply and police
No, I
officer will
agree.
love you. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that the best result you can get is complying. And if something happens, you fight that in court.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've been pulled over by police, wrongfully, and I think the last time, like literally the last probably 10 years ago, really, I was with one of my friends. He made me get out of the car, and I was like, all right, dude, whatever. I told him I got a 9 mm registered paper, all that, right there on my seat. Just look at it, the 9 mm in the case under my seat. Whatever. They checked it, everything was good to go. So I mean, at the end of the day, bro, I don't have time to be fighting police. That is literally a waste of time. I'm not doing all that.
100%.
I'm not even about to go to I'm not even about to go to court, man. I'm not about to do that either. If they didn't like
Exactly.
physically harm me, then that's no point. There's no point.
Exactly. Yeah, I 100% agree.
He was like, you know
Throwing
what?
your life away.
You're good.
Exactly. It doesn't solve anything, right? To fight against police at the heat, especially at the heat of the moment, right? I'm sorry. If you feel unjust, you fight it in court. If you feel it,
Yeah,
right? If you feel like, oh my God,
exactly.
this cop is being unfair, this cop is racist or whatever, you fight that in court. You calling him racist, you fighting him while you're in the streets, it don't change it. It's not going to make things better. So
Right.
that's how I see it.
My grandfather, he was I got an aunt. My grandfather's father was a cop. My great aunt is a sheriff deputy. I think she's a chief now at this point. And one thing she told me, she said, I know people think that they're tough and they think they got rights, but when you pull over, just you don't have rights. Just make sure that you do not have rights right now.
Mm-hmm.
Follow them, because if you don't, it's gonna end up bad every
I
time.
agree.
Every
Yes, I
time.
mean just like Red Door says, don't hold court on the side of the road. It's just don't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, right?
Yeah.
So many people think that they're TikTok lawyers, like or whatever.
Yeah.
It's waste.
That's
It's a
personal.
waste of your time, and it could put your life in danger. So just it's not. I just think it's idiotic, right?
Yeah. Now
Zyrax.
imagine this situation.
Yeah.
Zyrex hopping in too?
No, not yet, but later. All right, let's continue.
Yeah.
But just go. Just
I was
'cause you
told
were
that
so
never
cool.
happens.
Yeah.
No, it happens.
No,
It happened to me.
like we were leaving our record space once, and I changed lanes, and I guess I drifted into another lane. I changed fast, and the cop pulled me over, and we were like in a busy highway, so I kind of pulled over where she could step out. She was like, "Well, why'd you take so long to pull over?" It's like, "Well, I pulled over. I didn't want you to get hit." She was like, "Oh." She took my ID, and she's like, "You know what? Just go."
Yeah, she's like,
Just
I
be
don't need your
careful.
info. As a matter of fact, here's my number for being such a
I was like, well, it wouldn't be safe if I got out. You might get hit. She was like, "Oh." She paused and she like took my ID. She came back. She's like, "I'm getting another call. Just go." Like, all right.
Should have got her number at that point.
Yeah, she was good looking. I won't lie. She was a nice Latina cop.
Yeah, well, Latinas, that's the great uniter among all men of all racial makeup.
Yeah.
No problem. In a good way, sweetie.
Like I've seen a lot of people look at a white man and just automatically assume like he doesn't like me or he thinks a certain type of way or he's rich or just his white privilege, and I don't know. I think it's just a case by case basis. But I do think especially like in the South with women, like I know black people are like a lot of times taught like don't bring no white girl home.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I heard that, I'm like, well, what if the roles were
This is funny, right? That's a funny story. What he just said. My first black girlfriend, right? My first black girlfriend. I was so nervous meeting she was gonna, I was gonna meet her father. I was so scared. I was really scared to meet her father, right? This is the first time I ever met anyone's father. So meeting her father, the first thing he said to me, "I'm glad you're not white." I'm like, what? That was so crazy. I'm just like, it just out of nowhere, right? Just glad I'm not white. And I was like, oh, okay, sir. I mean, it was just a weird thing. So it just came to my. I always think that's such a memorable story to me because that was his first response to me.
Interesting.
first
That's
here,
interesting.
and then you would say that person is a racist.
Yeah.
But you know what used to be crazy back in the day, even on like movies and everything, they used to portray white people as the friendliest people.
Yeah.
Like even like Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams, back in the day, they used to say, if I had a white friend, I know he's gonna call, make sure I get out of jail.
They're white guys. They're like, man, you guys are doing. It's like, but why is your white guy voice always like this? Well, gee willikers, you guys don't think. How about this? Let's just be. A lot of black people are taught. A lot of black men are taught that white men are weak. That we're easy to punk sometimes.
I've actually never been. I've heard you say that one time on your show. I thought that was interesting. I actually have never met any black men that have been taught that. Interestingly enough,
Okay.
I think that may be like a thing because among a lot of black guys, they kind of are taught, or maybe it's not even taught, conditioned to be tough, be hard, you know, and white guys aren't. So
that's true.
Like, because I feel like white people are more comfortable in their own skin. Like, if he's not like a tough guy, he's not going to try to be one, Yeah. So I think a lot of guys who try to put on that tough guy bravado kind of interpret that as, oh, he's a pussy. I've never been taught that though, like explicitly.
Okay. Yeah, it could just be with a Hodge one. So like, yeah, we used to call it white boy punk. We take their sneakers, the Sega Genesis, and take it all. Just
I do see that. I don't lie. I do see that a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think this gets better? So we were just covering not too long ago, Killer Mike on the show, which, by the way, if you want to be ambassador for any community, having Killer as the first name doesn't help.
Yeah.
But the shit he was saying about Asian Americans.
I just saw that. I literally just saw, oh, we can't mess with y'all because of the Rick Charles situation. It's interesting.
You see, I'm gonna check that out. I don't even know about that one. I've never heard of that. But this is this is why I've talked about the black community a lot, right? Is that it's the hypocrisy, right? So I mean, maybe we can talk about this, right?
Yeah,
I don't talk about the black community because I hate the black community. I talk about the black community is because why can't you see the hypocrisy? How can you? I'm not you particularly, right? I'm talking about
mhm,
the black
I
people
get
in
it.
general. Yeah. How can you be fine with being racist to others, yet call out racists, right? How can you treat, let's say hypothetically, the Asian community like a monolith, yet condemn anybody that treat? I mean, you saw in the last video, right? The black guy said,
Mhm.
"Oh, black people are not a monolith." Yet you have no problem as a black community treating white people, Asian people as a monolith.
Yeah, I
That's
think.
why I talk about the black community.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna push back on that a little bit, actually.
Go ahead.
So the idea is it's not really an answer, right? At least in my opinion, right? If somebody asks you why don't you why do you only talk about a specific
Mm-hmm,
community,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
a value judgment is not really an answer to the majority of the people, right? So whenever I look, like for me, right, I actually have things that I do in the community. Like I talk to people, I have group sessions with people, with students, with high schoolers. I do all this stuff, and I organize events. I got people everywhere, man, everywhere. And we have programs for students for, to get them in school. I have I'm trying to get with some Ivy League colleges right now so I can start offering scholarships to people who have like set of grade like good grades, basically good grades, and only for STEM field related courses and classes. Now, whenever somebody says that they only speak about this community, it's to me it's not an answer, right? The answer I look for is I want to actually understand why this is genuinely happening in the community. And I also want to understand, I want to be in the community advocating for them physically, not just on the media, on the internet, right? So
mm-hmm.
again, a value judgment is not an answer because you can find that same thing within every other group of people, not just black people.
Okay.
I hope that makes sense because sometimes it does.
Kind of, right? But let me get a pushback, right? Let me do a bit of a
Mhm.
pushback. One, I mean, I'm not no one. I'm not like creating events or anything, right? But I do participate in trying to give back to the black community. I set up a lot of educational opportunities in the sense that I
Absolutely.
talk to a lot of black people about financial education, right? I do, not online, in person, right? Where
Hmm.
I'm talking to you, trying to teach you about financial education, right? Investing,
That's good.
saving, budgeting. So
Mhm.
I like this is the thing where people hate me or people on the internet hate me, but I care about the black community, right? I'm
I
not
definitely
like
do too as well.
yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. But it's like
Yeah, I definitely do.
I personal life I focus in it, right? So I want black people to succeed, right? When I see black people at the bottom of so many categories or whatever, I think that's terrible. You shouldn't be
Yeah,
at
I
the
agree.
bottom. So I literally on my own time, with my own time, like I try to educate people, black people, financially, right? So I do my things,
I,
but here's my thing where when I'm not I'm trying to see if I really understand you, right? The value judgment, right?
Mhm.
This is a thing where we can probably both agree that one of the big parts, one of the big problems of the black community is the broken homes, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So right there is the lack of values already. You're not
Mhm.
there's no installation of values. There was one point in time, and I mentioned this, right? Religion was the backbone of the black community. That solidified, that glued black communities, right? Black families, father, mother, children, right? That glued the people together. Now there isn't.
Mhm.
So there's no real value system anymore in the black community.
And
So when
and
I
I want
say certain things, oh, go ahead, go ahead.
to. Yeah, I mean to cut you off. I
No, go
actually
ahead.
want to piggyback off that,
Go
as
ahead.
well, because you mentioned something very, 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 very important. Is there's no morale anymore. There's no morals. There's no dignity. There's no honor. There's no respect.
Mm,
And I do agree with that.
mm,
And for me, we have at least for me, I want to understand why is that. And you like you mentioned the broken family, the broken homes, all that.
yes.
Like it's just the culture. Like bro, I literally like I just can't sometimes be around black people. I can't do it, bro.
You
I
know,
just
I mean,
can't.
you know this, right? I
And
talk to older generation black people, right? People that are grandmothers, grandfathers, and I'm telling them, and they agree that you know what, young people, young black people don't even respect, right? Don't even respect the elders, right? They don't even show respect to the elders, right? So if you don't even show respect to elders, you think you show any kind of respect? You don't. So there's no morals, there's no values, there's no characters, right? So there's no value system. So I'm sorry I say uh, maybe me is being egotistical, but these are value systems that we should
yeah,
understand, right? That's why
yeah, I
that's
agree.
why I'm saying, like why I point these things out, right? It's not about hate, but it's like we both agree that there are broken homes. There's no good fathers, right? There's no good fathers, and there's no balance of religion. And I'm not a religious person, but if you don't have a moral system, and when your moral system was once religion, well, guess what? I think one, there should be fathers back in the home and religion. That's when
I agree.
black community was at the top, right? They were at the
Do you know people's
best.
argument? Do you know like the main argument people say? Because it's kind of like the same shit. If you know what I'm getting at, it's the same thing. It's the same thing, dude. And it's like we got to get over the history, man. That's not that's we have to, bro. Like
Uh,
that's not gonna make anybody's life better. All
it-
this
this-
like I get it, I get it, I understand it, you know. But
yeah, and this is the
we
thing where
gotta move
again,
forward.
I get so much pushback. I get so much pushback, right? When I say don't be shackled to the history. I never said don't know it, but the problem
Hmm.
is if you're shackled to it, you are a victim to it, right?
Yeah.
When you blame slavery, which no one's experienced, when you blame Jim Crow, when you blame white people, when you blame white supremacy, you are stuck in the past, right? You
Yep.
can't move forward because, like, let's say hypothetically, right? You try to make a business and then you fail, right? But
Hmm.
if you let that failure, right, take control of you, you are going to not succeed, right? Because then you're going to like, oh my god, you know what? I failed because probably because it's the white man system, right? The white man created
Right.
it, so that's why I can't fail. That's why I can't succeed. So you're gonna
There's a
use you think that maybe you failed because you were terrible at it. No, no, no. The white man did it, right? It's the white man, right? It's slavery. It's
there's a
Jim Crow. Instead of
there's a
pushing
video I'm
back,
gonna
no.
find.
What? Go ahead.
I said there's a video. I'm gonna cut you off. My apologies.
Go for it.
There's a video I'm gonna find and I'm gonna send it to you. This kind of sums up black young black youth.
Mm. Yeah,
The
send it to me.
video
Send it on my Discord.
the vid the video like it's like bro, it's crazy. So the teacher it's a white woman.
Mm-hmm.
She has one, and you probably are familiar with it. I don't know, you know, but one side of the classroom gets a test that's basic, right? It's basic, and the other side of the classroom gets another test, and it's not basic, right? And
Oh
so
wait, I
the
think I've
base,
heard
the
of it.
side, you probably have. This
Yeah, I
side of
think
the
I've heard of that.
classroom finishes it, finishes it, but faster than the other classroom, other
Mm-hmm.
side. And the other side, they're kind of like, wow, how did they do that? You know, because everybody think they got the same test. They think they got the
Mm-hmm.
same
Mm-hmm.
test, but they don't. And she kind of explained that. I'm trying to remember exactly what she said, but that video just kind of like made me think, okay, that is just you think you can't do something
Mm-hmm.
because you don't even try. That's that
You,
that
you-
that and,
that,
and
yeah,
I'll give credit.
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
give
yeah.
credit where it's due to the black community. I know you mentioned the
Uh-huh.
Jim Crow era that blacks are doing better. I mean, it's false, really. It's not true.
How
We
so?
have black and I can send you some
No, just
some
military stuff,
sources
right?
on that.
Why wasn't I mean, why wasn't the during the Jim Crow
Yeah,
era, black people weren't
I
doing
mean
their best?
poverty. Yeah, poverty compared to Jim Crow was 55% in Jim Crow. It's 17% now. Um, Education or high school graduation is I think it's at Jim Crow. I think it was
No, no,
17%.
no. So,
It's about
let's put in a little bit of perspective, right? Put in perspective, right?
Mhm.
When let's say when I say they were doing their best, right? They were at their best. It's perspective, right? So when you're at the worst, right? The Jim Crow era was, we could both agree, was more racist. That time was more racist than today, correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So at that time, right? At the time where there's most racism and all this things, right? The black community had the highest marriage rates, lowest divorce rates. They were growing economically, right? During their worst times. So that's why when people this is why I said there's context, right? When people say that they were at their best, it's comparative. When you're at your worst and you're doing so much better, which is like probably like your example, right? Where even
Mhm.
even despite all the terrible shit, they were succeeding, right? I'm not saying that they were doing better than white people, right? But technically, they had higher marriage rates than white people, lower divorce rates than white people, right? So they were in a lot of metrics doing better than white people, right?
Well,
And
the
econ-
metric
go ahead.
the metrics that you're only so I'm gonna like I said, I'm gonna push back hard on this because I have
Okay,
the
go ahead, go
research
ahead, go
for it.
ahead. I love it. I
Um,
love it. Let's do it.
so
Teach me. I mean,
when you say metrics, right? There's when I think metrics, right? I think money or poverty. I think education. I think college attainment, life expectancy, income, ownership, home ownership, marriage, of course, incarceration, employment, homicide. All those, in my opinion, I think are metrics that help that determine whether a community excelling or not, right? Compared to previous years. If we can, like I said, we compare Jim Crow. Oh, what was the last thing you heard?
you said I forgot. You said
Don't worry, don't.
these are metrics.
Yeah. The metrics that I go by is poverty, high school education, or yeah, high school graduation, college attainment, life expectancy, income, home ownership, of course, marriage. Marriage is doing bad anyway, but that's universal. Employment, incarceration, and homicide, right? Like when it comes to poverty during Jim Crow, now poverty was 55%. Now it's 17%. High school graduation is doing much better today than it was back then. Same with college attainment. Like we really
Can I ask
really
you, right?
lifted.
Can I ask you? Do you
Mhm,
think that when to like we both agreed that racism
mhm,
was worse then than it is now,
mhm.
right? We could both agree to that. So wouldn't it be logical that if there's really not many barriers to black people now, would it not be logical that high school attainment, college attainment wouldn't be better now? Would that not be logical?
Yeah,
Okay. So
yeah,
context matters, right?
yeah.
This is a
But
thing where I'm not saying that
that doesn't disprove my claim that they weren't
because
they're
no,
doing better now
but it kind of
back
does,
then.
right? It kind of does, right? So all this college attainment, high school attainment, all right, but do you know that the black community is at the bottom of individual and family income? They're at the bottom.
Yeah,
They're at the bottom of income, right? Your income disparity. You're still at the bottom, even though all this metrics you're saying, right? They're doing better now
mhm.
than they're doing better then, but it's worse, right? They're at the
But
bottom of economics.
when we're but when we're comparing rates, we're not comparing to other groups of people. We're comparing to the black community back then, today
Yes, but
during Jim Crow,
we're
not
also
other communities. And
but we're
that's not really
but here's the thing, right?
that's
We're
irrelevant.
comparing results, right? We're thinking about the results, right? So if you are better, right? You said it, you're better than black people back then, but where's the actual result of that, right? So better college attainment, right? Better college degrees, better high school attainment, but you're at the bottom economically.
That doesn't mean that doesn't disprove anything though.
It disproves it because what's
That
the point?
that
What's
does
the point
that
of
doesn't
college? What's the point of
that doesn't
school?
disprove anything though.
How
Because
does it not?
you're comparing the black community to every other community. But you're not comparing but we're comparing the black community to Jim Crow era. That's a non sequitur. That's irrelevant. Of course,
What
of
is
course,
what
of course,
the,
if we
the
look at history, if we look at history throughout history, I mean, if I bring history into it, I mean, we can see patterns of I mean, exclusion, all that other stuff that kind of help, that kind of like degrade everything, right? However, um, that doesn't prove that black people are doing better during Jim Crow than they are now. It doesn't disprove it. Just saying that they're at the bottom of everything. I mean, which they're
here
not. They're
because no, because here's the thing where you gotta understand, right? I said it right. Context.
Mhm.
We are again. The context is society now, right? When
Mhm.
society at their worst, society's at their worst. We look at what the black community achieved. When society's at their best, we look at what black people achieved. Right. So we look at achievements. We look at rates of achievements. Right. We look at if I have no legs, no arms, and yet I become I don't know, a fucking uh a millionaire, right? If I
Mhm.
had I had no arms, no legs, I became a millionaire. You could compare it when I have both my arms, both my legs, and I still become, let's say, a millionaire. Or you know what? I have 10 million, right? Before I had
Mhm.
when I had no arms, no legs, I had 1 million. So we compare the disparity, right? Where's the like when you're at your best, that's what you did. When you're at your worst, you accomplished this. So it's comparative, right? It is true that there's yes, you could we could AI it, right? Yes, on several key absolute measures, especially poverty reductions, black economic
Mhm.
progress was faster during large parts of the Jim Crow era than in the decades after major civil rights legislation and Great Society programs, right?
Did I say that
It is
again?
uh, yes, on several key absolute measures, especially poverty reduction, black economic progress was faster during large parts of the Jim Crow era than in the decades after major civil rights legislation and Great Society programs, right? Again, no one is saying that black people were at their best during Jim Crow. That's not what I'm saying when when I say stuff like what I did, right? I'm saying that at their worst, they achieve such amazing results. Now we compare black people at their best, supposedly best, right? Supposedly best, at least socially, right? What is their results, right? What is their results? If you like seriously, right? If you even like, if you want to bring up education attainment, right?
Mhm.
Uh, black men are not achieving education rates extremely better than black men during that time, right? It's not like a crazy ass degree. Now, black women probably are, right? But again, it's not like drastic, right? It's not like an insane amount. Plus, like I said, I believe marriages are a key foundation to a community. Families are a key part of a community. This is why,
I
in
agree.
my opinion, right, why Asian communities are outpacing even white communities because of families,
Right.
right? We are doing better than the white community. Asian people are doing better than white people because of family income and individual income, right?
Right.
Because when you have a family, right, combined incomes is much bigger than individuals. So why I bring up, okay, during Jim Crow, highest marriage rates, lowest divorce rates, we both agree that broken families is one of the biggest problems in the black community. We both agree to it.
No, I don't. I don't think it's one of the biggest problems. I think it is a problem. But
To
I
be
can
honest,
give you my list of it's a
I
problem. But I don't
really,
think it's
I think it's the biggest problem.
yeah. I don't yeah. That's just up for interpretation. I don't think it's the biggest problem. I think there are far other problems within the black community
No, no, no.
that I think should be
They're
addressed.
definitely okay. What do you think is a bigger problem than broken families? At
I
least
mean,
just
it's not
one.
just there's not just one idea that's a problem. There's
I I
metrics,
would
many.
I will say I think broken family is number one.
Yeah,
Right?
there's no number. There's no. I mean, that's not. That's an absolute. There's no
That,
number one,
you
number
know
two.
why it's an absolute, right? I say it's an absolute because one, the broken familyness, right? It
Can you
cascades. It's a
calculate
domino
this?
effect.
Can you
Well,
calculate this?
I'll say this. It's my opinion, right? I'm not like this is not like I'm a
Okay, okay,
scientist, right?
okay,
So I'm purely this is my,
okay.
my opinion,
I'll
right?
accept that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm just
I'll accept that.
purely like yeah. I will preference if it's opinion, it's opinion, right? I'm not backing with studies, but
I do
I
understand what you
can
mean.
yeah I can give you basis of why it's my opinion because one,
Mhm.
it's the destruction of a community, right? It's the creations of single mothers, baby daddies, right? Broken families.
Right,
It is the destruction of an economic, right? Economic power. We can both agree that the power of a family income is much greater than the individual income, right? It's
right.
that is a fact, right? That is a fact. A family income will always outpace single people income. So that is I believe one of the key success of Asian people is family. That is why we are outpacing even white people, right? That is why.
All right.
It's family, it's the community. Now, Zyrek said, so are you saying because of that we should go back to that era? No. But
No, that's
because
not
of
it.
that, we should learn from that era, right? We should learn. How is it that during the black community's worst time, one of their worst time, right? How come they succeed? How come they're doing so well? And like I said, it is family, it is values, it is morals, right? It is a mindset. It is,
Okay,
in
so
my
I'm gonna.
opinion, a patriarchy, not a matriarchy, right? So I'm not saying go
Okay,
back to Jim Crow. I'm
okay,
saying
so I'm gonna
let's
say
learn
this.
from it. Why? Go for it.
Yeah, I want to say this too. I do get what you're saying, right? But when we're calculating rate per progress, we would literally have to take every metric and look at all of them and calculate these metrics.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
mean,
I'm pretty sure nobody is actually doing this.
yeah,
I'm not doing that. But I do
yeah. I'm
understand
not,
the
that's why I
premises.
mean, like,
No,
that's why I say it's opinion, right? It's not.
yeah,
I'm not like
yeah,
a scientist
yeah.
or whatever, right? It's pure opinion,
Yeah,
right? A
just
lot of it is pure
it's
opinion.
up for it's up for interpretation. Yeah, of course, right? But I mean, I have a lot of friends who have businesses. You know, it's anecdotal, of course, right? But
Uh huh.
the black community, in my opinion, I think, like I say, there's a lot of work, and there is not one thing that needs to be addressed at all. There's multiple things. If we just address one thing, then something else is going to go unsaid, untouched, and then that's going to lead to more problems. Oh,
Um,
we're gonna focus on family, you know, and
I
then
kind of
okay,
feel like.
well,
I mean, again, my opinion.
what's the quality of these families? What's the quality of these fathers? What's the quality of these
No,
mothers? All of that will matter.
I think that's no, because this is a thing where, in my opinion, again, it's my opinion, that if we focus on family, I'm not saying that things will be magically perfect, no, but I say that if we focus on family, many problems will be solved, right? Again, this is a problem where nothing in life will be perfect, nothing in life will be
What kind of
perfect,
problems? What kind of
but
problems you think
what kind of
will be solved?
problems? I believe, right? Good fathers prevent boys. I've heard this quote, right? Good fathers stop boys from being criminals and stop girls from going to the stripper pole. I don't. It's not an exact quote, but I remember. I remember that quote, right?
Okay, so I want to
Good
push back
fathers.
on that.
Okay, go ahead.
Just on the contrary, right? It's not really.
No, no,
But
no. I love it.
there was a recent shooter who father gave him a gun, and despite have his mental health, still gave him a gun, and he went and killed people, despite allegedly being a good father.
Uh,
Still gave his still gave his son a gun, who went out to kill people. It was his white kid, of course, but still went out to kill people. And his father is now getting time for it.
yeah, yeah. I think I saw that. Right, I saw that. I don't believe that would be.
So
And this is the thing where I think uh allegedly is correct. He's definitely not a good father in my eyes.
yeah, I agree.
So Yeah, but here's like I said, this is why I go back to correct. Nothing is going to be perfect in life, right? Just like okay, what the stats we both all know, right? So two parent household do the best results, single father do the second best, and then single mothers do the last, right? That don't mean that single parents, I mean, two parent household will 100% produce good children, right? It is just the optimum, right? It's the most optimum scenario. It doesn't mean that it will be the best. It don't mean that. But
Right.
but if two parent households, right, is the most optimal, but it won't always give you good results. Could you think that good single parents, good single fathers, or single mothers would do better? No, it doesn't. Stats show it doesn't, right? So why would you want not to give your kids the best results, right? The best opportunity they can get instead of giving them the worst and hope for the best, right? So it's just that's the thing where and we can't expect everything to be perfect in life, right? But we want to do our best to give them the best chance possible.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
I think I always look at when it comes to I guess parents in a general sense. I look at quality, and you can have a good father but a shitty mother, or
Yeah,
vice versa.
of course, of
You
course,
know,
of course. I mean, like
and
seriously, I bag on single mothers, but I was raised by a single mother. I love my
yeah, me too.
mother.
Me as well.
Right?
Yeah,
So,
me too.
like nothing is absolute. Well, when we say that single mothers at the bottom, it doesn't mean that 100% of single mothers will produce 100% of terrible men. That's not what I
Right.
mean, right? It is
Yeah,
the
it's just up.
probability scale.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, it's up for interpretation. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah,
It's literally all it is. That's all it is.
yeah. It's just probability, right? It's chances. It's
Right.
it's opportunities. So that's purely what it is, right? So when I say that the biggest problem of the black community is family, is that I believe, right? If we focus on this one problem, it can give the best results and it could cascade with other things, right? I believe that having a good family will
What would be your
curtail
process to get there?
will be
Like,
the
how would you
process.
get there? How would you get there?
Let's say this, right? For the black community, right, is religion. I think the black community need to go back into religion. I think they need to be devout Christians. That's my
Do you
opinion.
do you,
So
no, go ahead.
yeah, no, because like I think that, like I said, I'm because like this, like Zyrek said, right? Should we go back to that era? No, but that during that era, right? I look at it. What is the reason why there's these kind of success during that era? Black community was the most religious community, the most, right? Again, they were very patriarchal, really religious. So in my opinion, maybe again, I'm not no god, so I don't know what will happen. But if
No,
I
I
if
know
I
what you mean.
take some examples, yeah, I think that the black community should be more religious again, right? They should like believe in God again, right? Maybe that
Right.
will give them the moral compass to like, yeah, we shouldn't have sex outside of marriage, right?
Can
I
I tell you
shouldn't
something?
give you a kid outside of marriage. So
Eh,
yeah, that's what I think.
What if what if I told you I'm a Satanist? Would you believe me? Yes.
Yo, what? Satanist? I wouldn't believe you.
I'm joking, bro. Yeah, I'm
I know.
joking.
I know, no, no. There's like
That's crazy.
that would be rare. That'd be crazy.
That bro, nah.
That
Satanist?
would be
Nah, that's
interesting.
crazy. Oh, hell no. I dated a woman that was though. That woman was insane. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I've dated some crazy women, so I wouldn't, uh,
She was doing voodoo and shit. Had them damn dolls
voodoo.
and yes, bro.
Dang, you experienced that? I was wondering what that like.
Bro. When you grew up in Baton Rouge and then you talk to a chick from New Orleans and they're
Okay,
very
okay.
deeply, yeah, they're very deeply into that New Orleans witchcraft, bro.
Mm.
No, never, bro, never, bro. I'm not even joking, bro. I woke up one night, she just staring at me in a chair,
Oh,
bro. I'm like, "Are you
that's
asleep? Are you all right?" I'm
that
like,
is. Yeah, I can't. I don't.
"No."
I can't handle the crazy women. I don't know why. I don't know why men would do it.
It ain't even worth it, bro. It's not even worth it, bro.
It's like say that. I know. I know. It's not worth it at all.
Crazy vagina is not even. No.
It's not. What are the pushbacks you've heard the things I've said, right? What are the pushbacks would you want to talk about, if there's any more?
Yeah. I mean, I've given you what I think is
Yeah, yeah.
at least the pushback that I think are essential in my opinion.
Okay.
I don't think, like I say, I think you mean well. I think for the most people who I talk to, you mean well more than they
Mhm.
do, even when they're black. You know, I got black. Like some of these black people not doing nothing, bro.
Mhm.
Like let's be real, bro. Some of these people you like these black people you're debating, they're not doing nothing for the community.
Yeah,
Like not a
I
damn
mean,
thing,
whether
bro.
people believe me or not, right? I literally go to black single mothers because I think that's the root, right? I think if you can help out black single mothers, because if you give black single mothers education, hopefully they will give their children education. Hopefully that will break that cycle, right? So I literally have on multiple occasions. Again, I'm not like I'm still a nobody, right? I'm not like wealthy or anything, right? I really make very little money, right? So I'm not wealthy or anything, but I try my best to instill financial education into the people I'm talking to, and I'm only talking to black
Right.
women, right? So as much hate as I get, I try my best, right? I
And
actually,
see, yeah, I mean, like, my apologies for cutting you off. And see, that's kind of like why when I was listening to the debate with you and the other guy the other day, I'm like, it's like it's not that serious, bro. Like you gotta relax. Like he was just like I don't even know, bro. Like it was like I like I couldn't hear it, bro, because I had to leave because it was just
yeah,
like you don't have to get that aggressive about things. Like you can you can
yeah,
have a difference in opinion, you know, while still being respectful about things
yep,
and
yep,
and still having pushback, you know, like it's okay to have a pushback. But that's what's wrong with the debate world right now,
exactly.
is because people want to debate in bad faith, or they want to
Uh-huh.
say, oh, I get the up on you or this and that, and nobody wants to debate to understand, because that's what debating is to
Exactly.
understand. And
Exactly. And I've said this before, right? I'm not trying when I try to, set a stage, right? When I debate people, I'm not trying to change your mind. And I don't you shouldn't think that you're trying to change my mind, right? If we could, great. The issue with online debating is that we're trying to change the mind of the audience, right? Because
yeah, I
again,
agree.
hopefully we have someone of the audience that, you know what, I see the logic in that, I see the logic in that, right? All I want is
Mhm.
to us to have a respectful conversation where you can talk about what you think, I can talk about what I think, right? We clash, we talk, and the audience decide, okay, you know what? I think that guy won, or I think that guy won. I agree with this, I agree with that, right? This is
Mhm.
why I get. It's like if we want to debate, we just talk to each other, right, offline. The point is to share it to the masses, right? That's the point, right? I'm not looking to because the chance that I'm debating someone that will change their mind isn't that high, right? I've said this to Alan, right? Another someone else who disagrees with me a lot. The chance of me specifically changing your mind isn't that high, and the chance that you change my mind might not be that high either. But the chance that maybe the hundreds, lucky if I'm thousand, right, of other people that will watch the content, maybe we could change that one person's mind or whoever, right? That's the point, right? And for people to see that, you know what, these are the debates of ideas, right? So you don't hear an echo chamber. So that's why I'm happy to platform anybody who has a difference of opinion, because I'm not here to promote an echo chamber, right? So
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and that's kind of like for me, I always kind of like look try to look at other people's perspective on
mm,
things, because there's I put myself in other people's shoes, right? And
yeah.
one thing I learned, you know, because I've like I said, I've been like I've been dating with people for a minute, well, not really a minute. I started this year actually. I haven't really getting. I just got into politics this year. Um, but I've been debating people continuously for the past couple of months now. And
Okay.
one thing that I try to tell people is that when you have a strong opinion, you need to hold that opinion with humility that you
Mm,
might be wrong.
yes.
And I've learned that throughout all the debates that I've had with people, and that's why I kind of use my words very wisely because
Mm-hmm.
excuse me, uh, because I mean people can interpret things that you didn't say, even though you said something else,
Mm-hmm.
and you
Mm-hmm.
didn't mean to say that. So it,
Exactly. I mean, this is why I don't. I when I'm talking to people, debating or whatever, I'm not like trying to interrupt you, or I'm not trying to, you know, use ad hominems, because I respect your opinion, right? I'm not like, I don't think my opinion or whatever my logic is, better than anyone else, right? I've always said I'm willing to change my mind, whether people believe it or not, right? It's just that sometimes people aren't as logical as they think they are. So, you know,
right. Especially when you tell me somebody threatened you, like what the hell is that?
that was yeah, that was a mess. It's like this is the thing where, like I said, right? I give people a platform. You want to talk, you don't like what I say. Okay, let's talk. But to to not like what I say, and I give you the chance to debate what I say, you can't really counter the things I say. So then you threaten my life. It's like, like if you
Yeah,
can't handle it, don't talk. It's like this is the
yeah,
thing where this is why I said I was like depressed with how people handle Charlie Kirk or any other else.
mhm,
Why can't we just talk? Why go to
right.
violence? It's tiring.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it's more so like people don't really have anything to say, and so that's what they result to.
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
when people feel that okay, I'm in the corner, it's fight or flight at that point.
Mm. And it's kind of sad. I'm not trying to push people in the corner, right? I mean, at the end of the day, I think
And
the best we could
yeah,
do is just agree to disagree.
right. And it's not even you pushing them into a corner, it's them being unprepared to debate. So they
Yeah,
force themselves into a corner.
yeah, yeah. I think
And
I
so they go
love
to
the
that
pushback
length.
you gave me. Right? I really love the pushback you gave me. Right, and I respect it. That's the
Yeah,
thing where
likewise.
it's like, okay, you don't agree. It's okay. So what? Right. The point is
Right.
like we don't need to change each other's mind. We talk so the audience will decide. So.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And I mean, and it's more so, at least for me, like I say, understanding than actually trying to. I don't really care about winning a debate. That's not
Yeah.
my goal. My goal is at the end of the day to understand people's perspective, so I can learn and I can move forward and I can spread whatever I learn to other people.
And to be
That's
honest,
that's what that's
like
why I debate.
my life is kind of boring. So I enjoy the back and forth. Right. I enjoy the debates. Right.
Oh,
Because
monster.
it's honestly like sometimes intellectual conversations, right? I enjoy it, right? My life is not like it's not like a whole lot of drama. So the little bit of flavor, the little bit of pushback, I love it. I think this is the thing where talking to someone like you, it's enjoyable, it's fun,
Yeah,
right?
likewise.
So even the other guy who I debated the other day, even though he's a little
Mhm.
weird, it was enjoyable because I don't mind difference of ideas. It just became unenjoyable when he threatened my life. That's
Right.
like, seriously?
Yeah,
So
that's pushing it too far. That's pushing it too far. I
yeah.
don't I don't even condone stuff like that. Like I don't care how you feel about someone. Like I debated a white nationalist a couple days ago, and it
Mm.
was a great conversation. You feel me? It
Oh,
was
that's
like
amazing.
we understood, like we disagreed, but we disagreed
Hmm.
for understanding. And one thing he told me is that um, he's not an extremist, right? And I said, I respect that. He doesn't follow the remigration ideology. He's just, he has white pride. And I told him, you should have white pride, bro.
Mm.
You should not have, you shouldn't feel like you shouldn't have white pride.
Hmm.
That should not be, if somebody tells you that you shouldn't have white pride, then something is wrong with them, not you. And they
I
need to
love that.
reevaluate themselves.
I love that.
Like, because like it's like I hear, like I got a lot of white friends. I mean, I went to LSU. I got a bachelor's in computer science. I have like my white my white friends, I remember him telling me something similar to that. Like he grew up in like a mixed community. It was like a Hispanic community, I think. It was like Hispanic, Black, Asian, but mostly Hispanics. And he felt very uncomfortable to even be like white there. And I told him,
Mm-hmm.
bro, you don't have to, bro. You can be yourself around me. I don't. You should be proud of your culture, your ancestry. That's
Exactly. This is
important.
exactly. This is why I fight against the people who talk about, oh, there's white privilege. Do you know that that is absolutely disgusting? Because in the same token, how can we say black excellence, right? But then
Right.
condemn white privilege, right? It's like,
Right.
so should we come? Should we con? It's like it is like, black people can be proud to be black. Yet,
Hmm.
if a white person is proud to be white, we call it white supremacy or white privilege or race. It's like I literally watched this video. Watched a video, right, of a white boy, right, in college saying that I'm disgusted that I'm white. Like, are you
Hmm.
what? Are you, it's like, and this
I
is the
think
thing. I grew up in a
I value
predominantly
what video you're talking about.
yeah. I grew up in a predominantly black neighborhood. So growing up, I
Hmm.
was like, I kind of hated being Asian, right? Oh, I really hated being Asian because I was surrounded by black people, and I was like, I exactly feel like that. It's like, why can't I be, black or shit like that? And it's like that, and growing up, that kind of made me like, that's a terrible idea. It's like self hate is like all these people experience self hate, and we don't realize that when we talk about certain things, right? In today's day and age, right? This is why I fight against this,
Hmm.
the white privilege, white supremacy, all that shit, because you don't realize that that mindset. How does a white boy will feel? How does a white girl will feel? Right? A little white girl, little white boy feel when we are condemning white people now and saying that these white privileges and all that shit. Because what do you, if black people or Asian people can feel inferiority, right? Because of all any whatever, right? We hate our skin tone, we hate our culture, all that shit. Do you not think that we are perpetuating that same hate to others? That's why
Right.
I say the shit I say.
Yeah.
I
Zyrax, what
And
is your thoughts?
I'm gonna.
Oh, self-made. Finish what you want.
Oh, what's up,
Finish,
Zach?
finish what you say.
Yeah. 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 I agree, dude. I was like when I was speaking to the white nationalists. We were kind of like I told them like there are people who I personally know who are like black, I guess, extremists, and I don't
Mm,
associate myself with them. I don't associate with them because it is extreme measures. Anything that is extreme
I
should
agree.
not be you should not be involved in that. And
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of like where we essentially agreed, and we came to a conclusion that we really agreed on everything, and
Mm-hmm.
having a debate like I say, I've pushed back a lot on white nationalists specifically, some guys on YouTube that are kind of like extremists who think that
Mm-hmm.
everybody that's non-white should be remigrated, which is
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
stupid. And then he called everybody's every then they called everybody all minority contributions nearly nothing, and that's obviously inaccurate,
Mm-hmm.
of course. But we essentially agreed on everything, and I told him, dude, you should be proud of your skin color. You should be proud
Mm,
of your heritage, your culture, all that matters. That matters. And
mm-hmm.
same for anybody else, that matters. That doesn't mean that you have to exclude other people when you say
Yeah.
that. That's not the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it was. We're having another conversation this weekend too, so it's gonna be fun.
I love that.
I'll stream it.
Yeah, you should. You should stream these things or post it.
Yeah, I'll stream it. I'll send it to you because I always forget, man. I always forget, dude.
That would be nice. That would be
I,
nice.
I got a lot of stuff going on.
Hey, bro, you're trying to grind. So hey, I get it.
But yeah, Zyrex, you can jump in.
Yeah.
um
What's your
I
thoughts,
was
Zara?
I was gonna say, would you be like super proud of like why would you want to be, super proud of yellow pride? We're talking about color here, but it's just that the white, the white, it has like, yeah, a negative connotation to it, which is why it's, you know, in a way not acceptable. Like your Irish pride, go for it. Of course, people, nobody would condemn you for that. You know, Swedish pride, whatever, Nordic, I don't know. Of course that's okay. And when you say white pride, we know what that comes with. It's it's not that we don't want you to be proud of where you came from. Of course, we always want to be proud of anybody where they came from. This is a melting pot, right? So, it's just that, like, why would, like, knowing the history behind the white pride, why would you want then to, like keep like perpetuating
This
it?
is the thing
Because that
where
doesn't because that doesn't mean because that does not mean, oh, I'm proud of my Irish pride or whatever. We know what white pride means.
no,
It
no,
means
no,
the
no.
I
same
mean,
thing.
I think you're confusing. I think you're confusing white pride with white supremacy. Those are not the same thing. Uh, those are two different ideologies altogether. At least at least
Yet,
in my opinion.
yet they say that.
Oh, DA, you can go ahead, jump in.
No, this is the thing where this is the problem, right? It's the hypocrisy. We cannot say that, we cannot tout. Okay, it's okay to say black power, black excellence, black, whatever, right? Or
That's
black
because they don't know
pride.
where they lost.
But here's
They
the
don't know
thing,
where they
right?
came from.
Just like, but you don't need to, right? You don't need to. Because we
Should be
put the connotation on it, right? Just like how we can teach children to be racist, right? We teach them. So the thing is that why can't I have a video today, right? A video today, okay, of a black man teaching his daughter, right? With he has two Barbies, right? Two Barbies, one white, one black. He's literally saying,
Mhm.
"Oh, who has the nicer hair?" The little girl says,
Oh, I know
"The
what you're
black
talking
doll,"
about.
right? Yeah, the black doll has a nice hair. Who has the ugly hair? The white doll has the ugly hair. Who has the beautiful complexion? The black doll has the beautiful complexion. Who has the ugly complexion? Oh, the white doll has it, right? This is that's literally this is the thing where we teach our children the connotations, right? We teach the children the history. We don't need to, right?
Yeah,
At the end
I
of the
think a
day,
lot of it is.
go
I
ahead,
didn't
go
mean to
ahead.
cut you off. My
No, go ahead.
apologies. I think a lot of it is inadvertently being drilled into people as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think a lot of it is okay. We look at history and we say, well, white people did this, white people did that, and I get it. My grandfather, he grew up. He's been attacked by mobs before. He's 87. And I understand. And he still does not hate white people. You know,
Mm,
because what he told me is that this is kind of what I push back on with extremists, white nationalists who are extremists, right? He said that during that time, things like that were happening, uh, very, very occasionally. But as time progressed, evolution happened and people
Mhm.
changed. And so now you cannot really hold people to the same stake back then to today. It doesn't make sense.
mm-hmm,
It
mm-hmm.
just doesn't make sense. And I like I said, I get the idea of white nationalism and all this white pride, white supremacy,
Yeah,
all that shit.
yeah, we should
But
condemn extremists. I don't disagree
yeah,
with that. We should
yeah,
condemn extremists,
yeah.
right?
But
But
I think now go ahead, I cut you.
no, I
You
just
know,
don't think we should condemn being white. White
yeah, I
pride
agree.
should not be condemned, right? White supremacy or extremists, yes. But the thing is that when a white person wants to be proud, right, of his heritage, of his skin tone, that's fine. Being white, right, should be fine, right? Because if being Asian should be fine, being
Can
anything
I
that you believe should be fine. I
can I
just
ask a
my
question?
thing is pointing out the hypocrisy. You can't say that this is okay, but that is okay because that has history. While this one, okay, it doesn't. It's like no,
Yeah, I agree.
right? Because then you're adding connotations to it.
That's
You're
not
adding
no.
significance to it, right? Because
Can I ask a question?
no white child is going to like, oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, that history. I got to think about. No, right?
Right,
It's like again, this is why I say you're shackled to the past because like you self-made said, right? We grow, we get better, we evolve, we change, right? But
right.
if you're shackled to the past, things won't ever change, right? Because white people need to know the past, how terrible it is. So you better not say white pride because there's a past to it. It's like
Right.
literally that is why I told you the story of literally there are white people saying that I hate being white. I'm scared of being white. I don't want to say, I'm proud of my parents, proud of my grandparents, proud of anything, right? Because I'm scared of this. The connotation of being white is this. And we don't realize that. How can we instill that into the white nation? Yet God forbid we have that in ours. It's like I will always point out that hypocrisy. Self-made. What do you wonder?
Yeah, I want to. Zarek, are you white by chance?
No, she's Asian.
Are you Asian? Okay, okay. Oh wow, interesting. That's interesting.
Yes.
Okay, so I wanted to say, so I agree. I agree. I think everyone, like I said, I think everyone's heritage is important. I think there's a lot of heritage in everyone, right? You should be proud of, of
Mhm.
your of your heritage. And when I get where Alex is coming from. I understand the history of America, and I understand the history of colonization, and the effect that it had on people, especially my ancestors, right? But I don't
Mhm.
hold people to that same stake today because it just to me it doesn't make sense. They didn't do nothing to me. Like my white friend, he didn't do nothing to me. So why would I have that animosity towards him
Yeah, you
just
shouldn't.
because he's white? And
I
why should I tell
I
him
agree.
you should not be proud of white history? Because I mean, white history is amazing. They did a lot. Black people's history is amazing. They did a lot. Asian people's history. I love Asian history. Oh my God, y'all have done a lot. Jesus, like
And
Indian
right,
history. It's
and
all it's
but
always
then you
it's
should
always
also acknowledge the bad stuff too. And acknowledging the bad
yeah.
stuff
I
doesn't
agree.
mean you're bad. That's it. I understand that
Mhm.
there's certain people that we're trying to we're trying to make like when they have conversation or debates with white people, yeah, trying to make them feel like oh yeah, you should feel guilty and stuff, or your answers did. I don't think the majority of, like, if you want to call them people on the left or whatever, when they go, they just when they just watch, you know, um, certain people who like because there are, to say that there aren't certain white people that like refuses to acknowledge, the bad stuff that they did, you know, um,
You
I
see what you
think,
just did?
yeah, will be
You see what you
disingenuous.
just did?
They did.
Yes. You
Go
see
ahead.
what this is? No. This is the problem, right? I'm gonna give you a pushback. No, you don't
Go ahead.
have to acknowledge it, because you didn't do it. Right? You didn't do it. Your mom didn't do it. Your grandparents. It's like this is the problem, right? It's like I hate this thing where only the white population we make a monolith. It is a fact that only 2% of Americans, right, during slavery had slaves. There's no quantifiable study that showed you that during Jim Crow, majority of white people were racist. So
Well,
to
see, if
to
that's the case, then why say be proud of white pride then?
why is there Asian pride? Why is there black pride? Why is there pride in any race? But see, by that logic, why is there pride in anybody? Why is a black person ever have pride in their skin tone? Why should an Asian person, Chinese, Vietnamese, whatever, why should they be proud? Like, why
No,
do
my point
Mexicans
is that
wave
you should
their
not be
flag?
proud of a skin tone. That's my thing.
So
That's my thing. You
would
should
you
not be
tell a
proud
black
of a
person?
skin tone.
Would you tell a black person the same?
No, see, but see, the reason
Uh,
why I say if there's an exception,
uh,
because they don't know where
so
they
as an
came from,
exception, you see the weakness in that argument.
because they don't know
So
where they came from.
Africa,
What country? They don't
literally,
know.
no, literally, you can
Most
do
yeah
genealogy.
most
Many black
yeah. I
people
mean
have
most
done genealogy to find where their path led from. Many
yeah.
have done
Here's
it.
the thing. Yeah, here's the
Go
thing
for it.
about
Go
it.
for it. Go for it.
Most sub-Saharan African slaves were all in the West.
Mm-hmm.
All in
Mm-hmm.
the West. All of them. Most of them all in the West. All of them,
Yes.
or nearly all of them actually. So that'd be Congo, Kenya, I think Nigeria, those
Yeah.
areas. So a lot of people, black people, essentially would have Nigerian ancestry. Now, for me myself, I have family I have Irish, and then I have Native American, and then I have
Really? That's crazy.
yeah. My grandmother, my grandmother, she is my great grandmother. She's an Irish woman.
Oh
And
wow.
if I send you a picture of my mom, you're gonna be like, "What the hell? Are you like what?
That's cool.
Are you even black?" Like, and I'm black as hell. And my
Interesting.
mom is light skinned, like she's light
I,
skinned.
I I don't know if it's true, right?
So
I gotta look it up, right? But I heard that a good majority of black people, right, would have white ancestry in their DNA.
In
I
the
don't know if that's
South,
true
yeah,
or not.
now, yeah, now, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, now,
of
Yeah,
the
I think
South,
that
yeah, now,
yes.
yeah,
I think that's crazy. That's interesting. The
it is.
DNA is
I agree.
crazy. I think genetics is amazing. But again, right? I want to. This is the problem, right? For me, is like, how can any of us sit on a moral high ground when we say it's okay for you? It's not okay for you. I
No, no
will.
one's saying
I've said this.
it's
No, no. Let
okay.
me finish this. Right. Let me finish
Go
this.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
The thing is that this is what I said. Right. I'm not a channel that I want to just support men or just support this, support that. My main focus is the hypocrisy. I cannot say that, you know what, I support this, I don't support that. When honestly, it's the same thing, just because it's different colors, right? So it is okay for black power, got no white power, right? And this is why when I voice things about, my TikTok, my YouTube shorts, or whatever, the black community really hates it, right? But I'm pointing out your hypocrisy. How can you say it's okay for, like, you say that, oh, how black people are not a monolith? Okay, yet it's okay for you to make white people as a monolith, right? So an Irish man can't say white pride, right? An Italian man can't say white pride because why? This is the thing where, you know we have. It's like, my thing is that when it comes to logic, right, it has to be applied evenly, because if it doesn't make sense for this, it can't make sense for that. If it makes sense for this, it has to
Yeah,
make
so
sense for that. Go for it,
yeah,
Sofmi.
so I want to push. Yeah, I want to kind of separate the two ideas, right? Because you said
Go ahead.
black power, right? It's never been black power. It's always been black empowerment. Those those are two different things. And it's been
Hmm.
white power. Just kind of just a clarification. That's it. It's never been black power. It's been
Has it
black
really?
empowerment. Those are different. Those are different things. Like like empowerment means increases the ability to act, while power is the ability to influence and control and produce. You know.
Zyrex, what are your? I'll let you. What are your thoughts?
Well, I was gonna say, again, like we're living in 2026, right? We know what the word white power or white pride means. Like we all know this. So that's why I'm saying, like, okay, knowing that, right? Knowing that when you say this word that it means this, why would you think you want to, want to use it? You get it? Like, you know that it has a negative connotation, but then you want to say it anyway. So of course people are going to be like, okay, so then that means you must believe in that, believe in that. And just like self mate said that, there's difference between white pride and white supremacy. Yes, I totally agree. But see, that's where like the conversation has to come in. But oftentimes people just they don't want to have it and they just want to go straight to accusing the other person of being something that maybe they didn't think about or didn't consider that it maybe comes with like um a negative connotation. But then I don't think that applies in the white pride thing though, because we all know what that word means. And that's why,
No,
like,
no.
that's what I'm saying. If you
Wh-
truly feel a sense of
White pride is
pride, right, for being white, then you know if you're gonna continue to use white pride, someone's gonna question. Then yeah, just have the conversation. Don't get hostile or whatever. Just like what I meant is that I have this this blood and this blood. It's Irish pride, but then it's just too much because I'm mixed. Because by now I think everybody's mixed. My kids are mixed. My kids have four different races. Oh no, four different ethnicity.
mhm.
Well, okay, well, I want to. Well, before I push back on that,
Hmm.
in the 1960s, the slogan "Black Power" was popularized by the Black Panther Party. So there was the
Yes.
Black Power was a
Ah, there
thing.
was.
Yeah,
Okay, I
Yeah.
see. Oh, that makes sense.
just want to make
Yeah.
sure of
When you
that.
said
No,
that,
no.
that's the thing. See, when you said that, the Black Panther, popped in my head. See
Yeah,
how,
Black Power
and
was
that's
the thing, right?
that's what,
So,
right. So if like, if people say go, what Black Power, and then people automatically link you to, the Black Panthers or whatever, yeah, you then have, depending on the person, if they want to question them, like, why are you saying that you're, oh, you have the same ideology as Black Panthers, whatever. She's like, see, we know this. So if a
I mean, we
person
can.
goes white power or white pride, yeah, people are going to think you're, white supremacist. I'm sorry, Selma, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we can also look at the way that these terms are actually used as well. I think that matters as well. Because if one
Definitely.
is used like if one is used in a negative connotation and the other one is not, then that would kind of like it would kind of defeat the argument, right? However, uh, even saying power, in my opinion, in anything, is always a negative connotation when we add an ethnocentric aspect to it, because we're essentially saying we are power, and I don't really like the ideology. I hate it actually.
Yeah.
And when I hear white pride, I don't think white power or white supremacy. I think of people honing in on their culture and their heritage, their European ancestry. I don't, I
I
don't,
agree.
I don't. I mean, unless they're actually promoting, you know, exclusionary ideologies.
Hmm.
I don't,
Hmm.
I won't, I won't just cut the bridge and say, yeah,
And
they're
that's
racist.
yeah, and that's the thing
Yeah,
where I this is the thing where I wanted to do, right? Is that why I voice the pins I voice is because I'm tired of this, right? Where we don't judge people on their character, right? We don't judge people on their character. We judge people on their skin tone, right? So if people,
still.
say white power or black or white pride, whatever, or black pride, whatever, it's that we don't see that. Okay, are they, like you said, are they extremists? Or they're just proud of their culture, their heritage, their skin
Hmm.
tone, right? How can black people be proud? I mean, like I hear it all the time, right? They're proud to be dark color, right? Or skin tone, whatever. Their skin tone. They're literally proud of the skin they have. And
Mhm.
yet, if a white person is proud of their skin, we will give it the connotation of, oh, you need to address white supremacy. You need to address the history. I think that we are.
Yeah, because it comes with it.
Okay,
It doesn't. We put it there. We put it.
Black,
Like,
it doesn't come with
we
it.
give it that. We give it
can I
that.
can I
No, it came with it.
can I
Go ahead,
can I
Stephanie. I'm
ask
sorry.
a
Go ahead.
question?
Go for it. Go for it.
Is that yeah? Is that an empirical claim? Like, is that like something that you can like definitively prove, like
What was?
logically,
What was?
that people use, like when somebody white says that if something about their skin, it's always in a negative. Like, because I do understand what you mean, by the way, but I just want to kind of
Well,
be more,
well, you said that
you know,
when I say
mhm,
people they always put a negative connotation.
mhm. Like, is that yeah? Is that a is that an empirical claim?
No, it's
Because
not a
I mean,
data,
I
right?
do.
I would say it's not a data, but it's a observable fact, in my opinion. Right? It's an observable opinion, right? Because in this
Okay, I'll say
conversation right there, like Zyrex literally proved what I'm talking about, right? So we were in this, three person stream. She literally proved what I'm saying. People
Yeah.
will, right, particularly on the left, they will always see that, okay, if you talk about white skin tone, you have to talk about the history with it, right? They will
No,
always
I didn't say
do
you
that.
have to talk about the history.
Or you will have to recognize or address or whatever, right? It has to be there has to be a connotation of history to it.
No, I'm saying if you're gonna say that word out loud, just expect that them, I mean, if nobody questions you, by all
she's
means, you go about your day.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I'm just saying, expect people are gonna question you because, again, because there's history behind that word. There's no history that comes behind black, your pride or black empower, black power or whatever.
yeah. So she's basically saying it's up for interpretation. At the end of the day, it's some people may interpret it as bad, and some people may not really care about it.
The
But and
left
there'll be
100% interpret it as bad, right? The left
they'll
will 100% interpret it as bad.
yeah
There's no,
they'll be
I
Yeah, because
believe.
it
I
was
mean,
used as bad.
this is a thing where how come this is a thing where I find it a little bit funny,
Mhm,
right? It was used as bad. So when
mhm.
the black community can take the N-word, right? Take the N-word, which was bad, and it's still bad, but yet they can take it and empower it, right? And make it good for their community. And I love to pour out hypocrisies. Yet
That's
if
not
white
hypocrisy.
people do it,
That's
it
actual
kind of
one.
is, right?
Go
You
on.
just said, right? You just
Nope.
said it's bad, right? You said it's bad. Did you not admit that? How about do you not admit the N-word was bad?
Yes.
Okay. So do you not admit that the black community has taken it back to empower it for their community?
Can I ask a question after?
Go for it.
Yeah. So I haven't said the N word in 10 years, right?
Yeah,
I don't
I think
I
it's
don't I
ridiculous.
don't really. Yeah, I've taken it out of my vocabulary because it just does not
Hmm.
make sense to say. But what I
Correct.
will what I will argue or ask in a sense is what does it mean? Like what is it literal? What's the etymology
I forgot
of the N word?
I mean, like I remember I heard about it before, right?
I
It's
mean, it's just
It means
it's just
the color black in Portuguese, Spanish.
yeah, and yeah, but I think
yeah.
the it was used for more like
There you go.
like
Yeah, it was a
I think
derogatory term.
maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, like low intelligence, I believe, right? Could correct
Mhm.
me if I'm wrong, right? So
No.
you know,
The road that like if you were to translate that word, it's Spanish Portuguese for the color
yeah,
black
yeah,
or
yeah,
dark.
yeah,
But
yeah, I know that. So,
yeah,
yeah, I already know that. I'm just saying how it's used, right? It's not that how it's used.
Mhm.
I
Right.
believe, right, was for a denotation
but
of
then
like intelligent
like
level or something
it
like
was a
that.
derogatory. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
Get that.
but again, my the again, it's the underlying basis, right? This is
Hmm.
the thing where if one community, right, can strip or potentially trying to strip the negativity from that word, right? And I still don't think they've done a good job stripping the negativity of it, right? But
Right.
if
Is it their
they
job to do it?
well, they're doing it, right? They're doing it.
Yeah,
So really,
because they're not gonna let someone else degrade them. Yes. Call them
yeah.
names. Yes.
But it's okay for someone else to hold white people, right? To degrade them or to hold them in contempt or to question their history, right? It's like other people's job to question the history, right? Like, oh, you said white pride. Oh, talk like you have to talk about them. It's like this is the unevenness I'm talking about, right? Right? It's this is the
No, it's
uneven I'm
not.
talking about. It really is, right? It is okay for us to hold one group to a certain standard, but God forbid we hold another group to the same standard. Right? That's
No,
the
see
thing.
what you fail to understand is that the reason why everybody else is iffy when it comes to like um the white community or whatever because they have power and they still have power. That's the thing.
It is the whole power thing, right? Do you know that the second most powerful group in America is the black community?
Oh my
Black
God, DA.
presidents, black mayors, black
One,
governors. They have
one.
power. They don't have one. Like literally, I can name dozens of mayors, dozens of
Obama, that's
governors.
it.
I can name
Yeah,
other power.
and of course we should. See the fact that we have to be like, oh, well, have we not elected black mayors? Have we not have black governors? Just the mere fact that you said that, that tells you, we
Why
still
should
need
we?
work to we need
I want to see, right? Should China have a
because
black
do we
mayor?
not see
Should China have black? Should there be power in like other races have power in China, in Africa, in all these other? We live in
that's
a
what I'm saying.
country where
No,
it's 70
that's what I'm
percent,
saying.
70%, 70% white people. It is absolutely, in my opinion,
50-50-50-50.
asinine, right? To expect that okay, one group should be overrepresented. It's like why? Why should there be so many? Like literally 70%. Like, look, I mean, I wish I could. I mean, I would love to see the. I'm probably gonna right, but why is it 13% of the population needs to be overrepresented in everything? 13%, right? You're 13%, and
Where
you
are they
must.
overrepresented, DA?
I said, why should they?
They're
Why
not
should?
asking to be.
It seems like they are. You said it's not
No,
enough. You
they're
just said
not.
it's not enough. You said it's not enough. what is the idea of it being enough? What is the idea of, because
No, because you
ridiculous
named,
not enough.
you said we did. No, you have this undertone that well, we have, there's some that should be good enough. That's what you're saying. That's what I'm like,
I'm not saying it's not
dang.
good enough. I'm saying that when is it enough? I'm saying that there is examples, right? Examples of black power, right? There is examples of black power. So you can't say that, oh my God, you can't really like condemn the white population for having
I'm not
power
condemning.
in a predominantly what you literally, oh, you got to talk about the history. Stop
No, I
it.
didn't say you have to. I didn't say no. I'm saying that word comes with a negative connotation. So if you're gonna blurt it out, just expect pushback. That's it. Why are you
Why?
crying? Why are you
Why?
crying?
Why are you crying? You see, how can you? Okay, what if we do the same energy, right? We put that. Why are you crying? Why are you crying? Why are you crying about the N word? Why are you crying about this? Why are you crying about slavery, Jim Crow? Why are you crying? Why are you crying? You see the energy. If you, this is the problem, right? Like I said with my other
There's a
debate.
difference between having no rights and there's a difference between just expressing yourself.
What
How
do you mean
are
no
you going to
right?
compare the both?
No, what do you mean no rights?
You just said slavery. Oh, why are you
Yeah.
crying about slavery?
So
How do you just say
if
that?
so like you think in this world, right? There have not been
That's
white
just
slaves.
you're not putting weight. See,
I'm
that's
pretty
the
sure.
thing. You're trying to remove weight behind those words, and I'm
I'm
telling
trying.
you, there's
No,
weight behind them.
there should not be today because you are putting that weight. You are putting that weight. This is the thing where I said it. We are shackled to the past. You are blaming today's generation on the past. This is why we have a generation of young white men and women, right? Or young white boys and girls
So what?
embarrassed. And so what? You see the energy?
Oh,
Like,
so you're more worried about white them, getting pushed back than you're more concerned about those that were, shit
so
that
you
was
want to pick and
bad stuff
choose
that was
who you
done
want
with
to
them.
worry about. You want to
No,
pick and
you
choose
are.
who you want. No. I'm saying if I care about black people, I should also care about white people. You
Yes.
saying that why should I care about white people? They have the power. Hell with them. I only care about.
No.
I only care
You
about.
said I know. I didn't say anything like that. I didn't say anything like.
You just
I'm
said
saying
be
that
quiet.
no,
You
no.
just
I
said you
said
just put
expect
down them
no.
being white. You
No, I
literally.
said expect push. You're saying that they should not have any pushback at all, and I'm like, no. You know that word comes with weight.
Why
So
should they
so
have pushback? You are putting blame. You're putting so much pressure on
because the weight
today's
because the weight
generation
of the word, the weight of the word.
of white.
That's what I'm
Being
saying.
white
Why do you have
is
to resort to that word anyway? There's other ways to be proud of something without having to say that word, knowing that word has weight and then there's a negative connotation, bad history to it.
so.
Like you knowing that,
Should
and you
we?
said it
This
anyways.
is the problem,
So
right?
yeah,
So should we ban black people for talking about their skin tone?
huh?
I believe in equality. You cannot put weight on someone's skin tone, yet put zero weight on someone else's skin tone. You cannot ban someone being proud of their skin tone and then saying, okay, you can be proud of your skin tone. You cannot.
Who's
That's not
they?
equality. That's literally the pushback to equality. That's literally the pushback. This is the thing. This is
I'm
again,
confused.
I'm not necessarily talking about you in particular, but this
No,
is the
I know.
idea of the left, right? This is the idea of the left, where you know what? Oh my God, terrible to be racist. Yeah, I've seen so many leftists say racist shit. It's terrible to be sexist. Yeah, I see so many leftists to say sexist shit. Oh, what about equality? I see so many leftists, so many people on the left, so many Democrats hate freedom of speech. You can't say shit, but you know what? Oh, I could say shit. It's like I will always point out your hypocrisy. How can you say it's okay for this, but not okay for that? That is
Yeah, and
literally
the people on the left are
counterintuitive.
saying the same thing too. Everything is a reaction. At the same time,
How? Point
the
to it.
right are going. So you're saying that? Are you saying the right has never what you call it, or never in the wrong?
That's not what I said.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not
I'm
what I said.
saying that. I'm saying the reason why the left pushed back is because of what they did, and the same thing. The right is pushing back because of something they did.
Point it to me. What's the pushback?
So
For
you're saying
what?
that
No. See, again, you're the one who made that argument. So what is the pushback to? because so you can't say that. Okay, you know what? This is a pushback for the right
If
being
you go
racist.
white pride, we know what that means. That means again, the weight is that the history, the negative connotation. What do you think that encompass? KKK, right?
Do you know how many white people were
Nazis,
KKK?
because they were the one that took that word. Oh Jesus!
It's like I don't understand this need to, like, again, the hypocrisy, right? You said okay,
You're
the
in denial.
KKK. Wait,
You're in
listen.
denial. Whoosh.
Deny what?
Go ahead.
So are white people a monolith? Is that Rex? Is white people a
No,
monolith?
that's what I'm
So
saying.
if white,
The people that were spouting,
this is the thing, right?
white pride and stuff were the supremacists. So knowing that supremacists uses that word, why are you then going to use the same word?
Okay. So let me say this, right? If, let's hypothetically, right, one black person kills, right, a bunch of white people, should we blame all black people for that one black person? He did a heinous
Nazi,
crime.
that's one. Nazi, that's only one.
I'm giving
KKK,
you an
that's only one.
example. I'm giving you an analogy. I'm giving you an example, right? I'm giving you a simple example, right? So if one black person kills a whole bunch of people, right? Should now everyone put that one black
No,
person's
that's
action on the rest? No,
no.
right? No. So do you know how many people were KKK members? It's
It don't
probably
matter. That's
1%.
their word. So why are you using
Now,
their word?
see, you see that it doesn't matter when it's a small percentage, right? Small group of people from one community. If they do something bad, you blame the whole community. You put the
No,
weight on the whole
no,
community. You're literally doing
no.
that.
If you're not part of no. If you're not part of the KKK, why would you use the KKK word?
It's not. They don't own it. They don't own that word. They don't own that word. What are you talking about?
Nobody owns word. It's
Correct. No
word.
one owns it. No one
The term.
owns it.
But
No one owns it. You cannot. You
oh,
cannot. Okay. Since they
okay.
use it, that it only belongs to them. So if anyone else uses it, it's terrible. So do you know the N word? Right. It was white. Suppose again. Maybe correct me if
The
my
fact that
history.
you
Right. So the N word. Right. White people use it. So do they own it? It's like this. You cannot. You cannot. The logic does not follow. Right. You
yeah,
cannot.
because you're not willing
Again.
to
You cannot put
follow
the
the
onus
logic,
on
DA.
everyone. When
I
one
didn't
bad,
say that
when
they
a
own
few
it. Like
bad
you don't
people do
own
it.
words.
You're
You don't own
correct.
words. But
Correct.
yeah,
But you put that
a
word
certain
on
group.
them.
Yeah, but a certain bad group uses that word. So why are you if you're not part if you don't believe in their ideology, you separated yourself, right? You're not like them. So then why would you then use one of their words?
But
Hmm?
but this, you just said their words.
See?
You said so
Yeah,
they
because
own that word.
they say it. They're the ones that's going around saying it. You don't see other, like liberal whites saying stuff like that because because that's how you separate. That's how you
So
separate
so
yourself
so
from the
so
bad
let me.
ones.
So then, okay, let's apply that logic. If, like, hypothetically, this is a hypothetical law, so just stick with the hypothetical. If the Black Panther, who say Black Power, right, say Black Power, they have killed, again, hypothetical. If Black Panther Party said Black Power, Black Empowerment, whatever, and they killed a whole lot of white people, would you, if you follow your logic, would you ban black people today from saying anything Black Power, Black Empowerment? Would you do that?
See, this is what it depends on the context that it was said. I
That's
keep telling you
exactly the
that.
context, right? Why
Yeah, but then you're saying that. Oh
white people,
no, you're saying
while
no. You're
killing white
saying that
people, they said Black
the
Power.
pushback. Yeah,
Again, this
and
is the hypothetical.
self made
Would
said
you
that
do that
earlier too. It depends on how it is said.
while
And
killing white people?
that's
That's what they
that's
said.
what I mean by like expect. No,
Which
I'm talking
while
about using the
killing white people,
word.
that's what they said. So would you, right? If you hear black people saying it today in this hypothetical world, right? This is hypothetical, right? Would you, right, hold black people today or call them out today for saying that word? Would you?
If that word means to incite hate and stuff like that, yes.
So you would stop black people today from saying whatever they want to say.
No, I can't stop anybody. It's
You,
not
you,
about
you would
stop it.
condemn. You would condemn. You would have expectations for black people today.
Yes.
I think that is kind of a lie, in my opinion. I'm not saying that you know yourself
But
best,
but see,
because
that's the
why
thing.
is
You
that?
refuse to acknowledge the. Okay, I'm sorry. Self me. Go ahead.
No, I was just reading Eddie comment. That's funny.
Uh, uh,
No,
uh,
I mean,
th-
I think he's looking for, I think he's just looking for consistency, more than anything. That's all.
correct, correct. Right. Again, at the end of the day, right? I always see this, right, and I want to hold people to a certain standard. If we believe in equality, we need to believe in equality. If we believe in, like, okay, you can be proud of your skin, we need to believe you can be proud of your skin. We cannot, right? I believe it's hypocrisy. We cannot say it's okay for you, it's not okay for you. Because you know what that type of mindset was? That was the racist mindset of people, I don't know, 1840, right? That was the mindset. It's okay for you, it's not okay for you, right? You have equal rights, you don't have it, right? That is the hypocrisy. And we don't understand. I'll say this with the left, right? They don't understand that they are their worst enemy. They have become literally the people that they hate, or literally the people they call out. The left has literally become, right, the group that is sexist, racist, and absolutely don't believe in equality. Because the things they counter, right? They don't see that, okay, you and again, I'm not necessarily talking about you in particular, but if you don't like to hear opposite opinions, I'm not saying you in particular, all right? You will try to silence people. You know what? If in particular, let's say this, right? Particularly if it's white people as the opposition, right? How dare white people say shit like this, or how dare white people believe that, right? You clearly show it when it comes to at least white people. That's definitely true. So it's like, how can you tout, be on a moral high ground, right? It's like, oh, we're not racist, yet you don't have a problem with being racist to white people. White people can't say this, or white people can't say that, or white people can't believe in this, right? I, it's like people think that, oh, I'm trying to gain, white love or white followers. No, I'm trying to point out, how can we, right, as minorities, right, believe in something, yet if it applies to others, we don't believe it anymore. That
Yeah,
is
but when I point out, the racism in white people, oh, why you shackle to the past?
you're not pointing out racism in white people. You're pointing out racism of the past.
Yeah,
But
point out. Yeah, that's all I'm doing, right? I say acknowledge the past, and even you said that's
if
too
a little
much.
white boy, right? If a little white boy said, "I'm proud of being white. I'm proud of my family," you say, "Oh, no! What? You gotta talk about the racism. You know racism. You know white people. What are you
No one
doing?"
is gonna look at us. No one's gonna look at a little kid like that because they don't know. Because we know that they don't know
We,
the history
we
behind
literally
saying that
told you,
word.
right? We literally told you, right? There are
Oh, yeah, you
white
don't
kids
listen to me.
that growing up and saying that they don't like their skin tone. They don't like who they are. They don't like being white. We literally gave you like it's happening. It's happening, right? So that is a true thing. So that's why I'm saying you don't see it, because honestly, in my opinion, I'm not saying this is true or not, right? I think the left don't care, right? If white people complain, you don't care, and that's fine.
Yeah, did you
I
guys?
just
Did the
want
white people care when minorities, the other colors were growing up feeling that way, saying that way,
I
saying the
do.
exact same thing?
I do. That is why if I care, then I'll care about this. Like, this is the thing. Why do you only care when it matters to the group you care about? You should care about
No,
it evenly. I care about it throughout. Right? You're not gonna say that, oh, I care about black people
yeah,
more than I
no,
care
you
about
don't
white people.
because no, because then you say,
Show me.
oh, right shackle to the past, like that's in the past, and it's
Yes,
like,
that is. Show
see,
me
you
show
fail
me
to
the white people
acknowledge
now
the
that's I don't know, putting slavery or Jim Crow. Show me the white people now that's doing it. It's like, this is the thing where it's hard for me to be on the left side, right, Democrat side, that You don't have a problem with condemning white people now. You don't have a
No
problem
one's
with that.
condemning them. I don't know why you keep saying that.
You're literally doing that, right? You're holding white people now responsible for the past. You're literally doing that. That
No,
is
it's
what
the
you're
failure
doing.
to acknowledge history. That's all.
What history? Do you know these people's history?
See, there you go. See, just dismiss. You just dismiss it again.
How many
That's
people? How many
exactly
people
my
own slaves?
problem.
How many people own slaves?
See. Then you
Oh,
want to go into this.
yes, because you're saying that slavery is all white people's history. Is that what you're saying, right? It's
You
history.
said that. You just said that.
I'm literally saying that it's not.
See,
Only
a regular
2%
person who doesn't
of
no,
America
see, a regular
owns
white
slaves.
people who acknowledge the past and stuff wouldn't be saying stuff like that.
Past of whose? You're saying
Oh
it's the
my
past of
God,
theirs.
DA.
You are saying the past of theirs. That's what you're doing. I'm sorry. I don't blame
What is
every
this
single
country?
white person
I
for the
thought
past of someone else.
What's
I don't blame
blame?
the white people. It's like this is the problem. Why do the
Did this
left
country not
always
have slaves? Did
did
they or
every white
did they
person
not?
did every white person have
Did
slaves?
black people have rights?
It's like this is the thing, right? Are you blaming
See,
every white
failure to
person for the
acknowledge
past?
the past. What?
Why?
No, you.
Why? Okay, tell me the importance
Who's
of
the majority?
acknowledging the past.
Who's the majority? Who's the majority?
White people.
Okay then.
Okay, what? What's the point?
Yeah. So of course we're talking about what? I'm not talking about like a specific person. I'm talking about just this country.
Okay, tell me the effectiveness of
I'm not placing
tell
that.
me
I'm not placing that on a regular like white person. See, a regular white person who acknowledges past, yeah, wouldn't feel any sort of way about it because it's in the past.
but if you have to always make them acknowledge it, then you are putting
No, no, the
that.
one that we ask to acknowledge is is those that refuse to acknowledge. Da.
Refuse to acknowledge, right? Something that they have no part in. I don't put that pressure on every single white person. That is your problem. That is the problem of your party. Stop
Stop saying
doing that.
that.
Stop. It is. It literally is. You are the things you're saying, right? Is almost
Oh,
99% of people on the left. 99% of people on the left believe the same thing you believe. I believe, right? That's what I think, right? I mean, I've not seen anything different. And I find it
Eddie, I was just talking
absolutely
about. I'm
disgusting.
talking about only America, Eddie. I'm only talking about America. That's it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Our country, yeah, our country, yeah, just our country. There's not. See, to me, is to get past this. That's why I feel like it's okay to acknowledge. You don't have to do anything. It's just acknowledging that yeah, this country fucked up. This country did some bad shit. But then we're not in those times now. We're in 2026.
Do you
So why do
acknowledge
you
the
still
good
have to
stuff?
like?
Do
Huh?
you acknowledge the good stuff?
Do I acknowledge what's stuff?
Good stuff.
Of course.
Say some.
That's why I said it's 2026.
Say some.
Say what?
Say some good stuff.
This country?
Yeah.
Like yeah,
Say,
without
say
this
some
country,
good.
I wouldn't be
Say some
here.
good stuff of the past. Say some good stuff of the past, right? Because this is my problem, right? We don't understand. You don't understand.
No, see,
Because
no. You don't
go ahead.
want you're afraid of like if you mention the past that like that it's gonna cause people to hate. Like no. Like come on,
You think
have some
that's not
more,
true?
believe in your people. Believe in your people, DA. Believe in Americans that they could, think past. They could acknowledge the past and do better. That's all.
Better.
We could all do better. We should all do better. And we have done better. We have progressed bigly, as Trump's one of Trump's words.
Here's
That's
the
why I am
thing.
proud to be an American.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not saying you're not, but here's the thing where
There's nothing wrong with
you
expecting more from white community. There's nothing wrong with expecting more from black community. There's nothing wrong with whoever that's here. There's nothing wrong with expecting a little bit more. That's it.
okay.
Expecting, asking to be better. That's where I'm coming from.
American pride. Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
Yeah, but this is the thing where you don't
Yeah, it hurts.
expect other communities to do better. You only expect the white community.
What are you talking about? No.
Okay, what do you expect the black community to do better?
Well,
I want to. I want to hear.
haven't we been talking about, the like what we see that's, that's wrong, that they could do better,
No,
that
that's
the
what
government
I
could
do.
help
I
assist.
want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. I say stuff. I want to hear you say stuff.
Well, see, I, even though, yeah, I'm a progressive, I'm true believer in, like, the traditional sense, as in, the two-parent household. Because if you want to have a family, yeah, I think, I believe that two people should get married, have kids,
Okay.
raise, yeah, that's
I-
because that's the optimal, yeah, you're gonna get.
Okay.
I mean, of course, you know, not everything's 100%, but that's the most,
Mhm.
yeah, that you want,
No.
yeah, you want kids to succeed. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
That's
I
why
just.
that's
I
why
just
that's why I, in this manosphere, I push for marriage. I'm an
okay.
advocate for marriage. Yeah, two-parent household. Yes.
Okay. Okay. I love that. I love that. I love that. I again. I just love hearing. What's your thoughts. So this. I just wanted to hear what's your thoughts. So,
It's
and
not,
here's the thing
but
where
of
I
course,
will. I respect your opinion, and I love it. Right. I love the pushback. I love the energy. Right. I love the energy. I've never said that. Oh, we need to change each other's mind. We don't have to. We don't have to change each other's mind, and we don't necessarily should. I think it's always a good thing to have difference of opinions.
Right.
But I just want to. I just will always stick at that. We must always not allow us to be hypocrites. That's what I believe. Right. if I if I can point out the hypocrisy in certain actions, we have to review it. We have to understand it, right? I wouldn't, because we cannot, in my opinion, advance, right? If we allow the hypocrisies, right? If we allow the things we're doing. So I just, that's where I come from. So whether you believe it hypocrisy or not, I mean, I clearly point out the hypocrisy in it. But whether you agree or not, that's fine. But for me, it's like, I think the past isn't the importance; it's the hypocrisy that's the importance. Because again, I
no, I
believe
get that.
America has been growing. I believe that
Yes.
we didn't need to hold people to the past to push America to be better, because we have made amazing strides, right? America has made American strides. So,
Yes,
and
I
I don't think that
understand
we.
that, but the day that, I guess you could say that minorities will not be so-called shackled to a past. The reason why, um like, it keeps getting brought up, because you still see faction of the white supremacy or whatever around. You still have people wanting to, shift. I mean, you don't think Donald Trump, some of his policies are
So,
against,
Alex, before that, I want to ask you a question.
uh-huh.
Right? In a hypothetical world, if we were all of us, the same skin tone, the same nationality, whatever, right? The same, right? Do you believe that there would not be no good, not be no bad people?
No, there's bad in every color.
Okay, okay. So, do you believe that we would not make distinctions between people?
Yeah, see, and when you target a certain race, isn't that racist?
No, 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 no. I'm talking about, like, if we were all the same. Do you believe humans would not still make distinctions?
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that, right?
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that.
that's how we
So,
classify people. Yes.
but I can show you that, you know what, technically there is wrongs with that, and it always results in wrongs. So
When
we
you
could see
classify,
that
well,
clearly.
yeah, it depends on how you classify people, of course.
It's just, but that's the thing. That's always humans, right? Throughout history, in many different cultures, right? Whatever we do, there will always be people suffering. There will always be whatever, right? Violence, or good and bad, right? So I think it's like, again, we can never advance if we hold on to certain ideologies, certain mindsets,
Yeah,
right?
and like I said, there's a faction of, our population that still hold to the past ideology, which is detrimental to the progression of the United States. If we
Do you
are,
know how
if we
many?
claim to be a melting pot, huh?
Do you know how many?
Not that there's still factions of it in our
Well,
country.
this is the thing. There will always be.
What do you mean? How many? What do you think? You know, the much is a faction, and especially when they still hold more power than everybody else. That's the
What,
part that you're not understanding.
what faction holds power than anyone else?
Oh my God,
Educate me.
the
A
white people. What
faction.
are you talking about, DA?
The what?
They're still the majority, so they still hold most of the power.
They will. They will. So you imagine a world where white people have zero power in America or very little power in America? Is
What are
that the
you
world you're
talking
thinking
about?
about? No, there are white people who
No.
have the most power. I don't know what kind of idea is that. That seems really weird. No, duh.
Wait,
White people will always have most of the power. I don't get it. What's your gripe with that? We live in a predominantly white nation. I don't really understand the gripe to that.
okay. I thought okay. I didn't know that this
Can
country is
I ask a
supposed to. Oh,
question?
you're supposed to remain just white. I thought we were
Eh,
a melting pot. I thought we're not supposed to judge by color. DA.
no, no. This is a thing where
It seems like you still want to be. You still want. Okay, go on. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, self-made. Let me
No, you good.
reel myself
Yeah, I
back.
wanted to. No, you good. No worries. Do you think America should be ethnocentric or etho
no. One
national?
of the things I love about America is its diversity. But one of the things I hate people to think about, even if we're diverse, it doesn't mean that it's 50-50, right? There's no such thing. There's no such thing in America, at least, right? We don't have 50 people, 50 amount of, 50% black, 50% white, 50%. We don't have that. We live in a nation, right, where it's about 70% white, right? So it's probability, right? Just like I don't know if you know it, right? White people make most of the rich. White people are
Hmm.
most of the poor. White people are most of the homeless. No doubt, white people are most of the violent crime. No doubt, white people are the most of the pedos, right? They make the most of everything. So if that is the logic, would it not be logical that they make most of the power? Because by probability, by population size, they make the most of everything. So unless the black population grows, unless all these other population grows to almost equal to the white population, it is not logical to say that, oh, white people should grow or should decrease in power or anything. That don't make sense. How can 70% of a population now suddenly, okay, now the government is made by 70% of black people? That don't even make sense.
Right.
How's that number wise even possible? Right?
Right.
When the majority of people is one race.
Yeah, I want to ask another question as well.
Go for it.
What do you think about tribalism?
Tribalism, I think that is the worst. Right?
Yes.
I think tribalism will equal extremists. Right?
Yeah, I
Tribalism
think.
is what will create extremists and destroy what I believe as diversity. Right? Because then you literally only care about your people who share something with you. Right?
Yeah, I
So
agree.
I don't care about if white people are tribal, black people. I don't like that either. Right?
Mhm.
But again,
Yeah,
it just what
yeah,
do
I,
you
I
want?
agree. Yeah, no, I agree. Totally, I agree. I do like. I think that when it comes to tribalism, people think that it's natural, and let's say for an argument's sake that tribalism is natural. Does that establish that it's desirable?
You said it's natural.
I said no. I said that let's for an argument purpose. Let's say tribalism is essentially natural.
Uh huh.
Does that make it desirable? Like at
No.
what point would you distinguish tribalism from just somebody being a good person, right? That's
Hmm,
not
hmm.
in that tribe with you.
Yeah. So for me, is like this is the thing, right? Like I said, I think tribalism is it is the step before extremists, right? I believe that it's counterintuitive, right? Because tribalism, you only care about your tribe.
Mhm.
And that's the thing where I don't care if white people love their skin tone. What I do care is how they treat others. That's what I care about, right? Because it's cool that you like the people you like, okay? But the point is that there comes to a point where you treat the people that's not you as inferior, or because they're not part of your tribe, you treat them less than. So that's why I said that it's a point before extremists, right? Because I believe once you're tribal, you only care about your group, you're going to then go into the next step where you don't care about anyone else, right? I think that's the next step to tribalism, right? Because again, we're seeing this more and more, in my opinion. I think a lot of groups right now are becoming tribal, right? And I think it's a sad thing. And I think that right there is where I'm trying to point out the hypocrisy. The black community is becoming tribal, right? Or whatever other communities, right? We're becoming tribal. We only care about, you know, whatever. We only care about people who look like us, and I think that is not a good thing. And I also believe that we are creating, in my opinion, we're making white people tribal. In my opinion, right? With the things that the left are doing, we are making, right, the left the white people tribal, where they only to be honest, in my opinion, um I'm not necessarily saying that it's a direct creation, but I think that the left is creating modern day white supremacists. That's what I think. So I think
Yeah,
we're,
I know. Yeah,
go for it.
essentially, I understand. Yeah, I understand your perspective. And in certain aspects, I do agree. Like, I'm not a party affiliated. I don't really care about either side. I think
Yeah,
both of them are equally as bad.
same.
Um, I think when it comes to tribalism, there's tribalism, and then there's dangerously tribal. And
Mm-hmm.
when we get to dangerously being tribal, you would literally you would see it with the Carmelo case, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, like I get people's perspective about that case on or at least on the black people side. I get, but you just can't, like, you can't really, you can't defend that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you see it with, you see it a lot, especially at least I do. Um, but it's not the majority of people that are like that, right? Most people in any given group are not inherently tribal, regardless of what media portrays them to be. Everybody is, I always say, treat good people good, treat
Mm-hmm.
good people good.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what a good person is up for debate. Many people have different, you know, perspectives on what that means. But
To
if
be
we,
honest, I don't disagree with you that the most people aren't tribal, but I think it's growing, right? I definitely think it's growing, right? With the,
yeah,
in my honest opinion, right? It's the hostility, right? We have hostility. We push the, oh, white people need to recognize this. Well, okay, now white people they're looking at other people sideways. So now they're just sticking to their own. Or now we're pushing that black people need to recognize white supremacy, racism, and all that shit. Now black people want to stick to their own. It's like we're not. I don't know about how some how old some people, right? I'm like 42. During the
I'm
80s
20.
and 90s, I don't believe there was tribalism. Right? I felt like we cared so little about race. We cared so little about race. We just want to have. I mean, I think those were the best times, right? We only cared about having fun, pop culture, shit like that.
It's gotten
It
bad
was.
recently.
I just, but that's what I'm saying, right? I think that's why I'm saying I think it's growing, right? Again, correct. I don't think most people are tribal, but I
I want
think
to,
in the last whatever we are growing in tribalism.
yeah, I want to, like, this is just, I guess, a perspective and an opinion, at least for me, for myself. I think all of this is by design. I don't think that this is
Mm,
inherently people choosing this just because, oh, well, I want to be this. I think all
mm,
of this is intentionally by design. I think
mm-hmm,
all these cases that we see are just, they're psyops.
mm.
Because I
I
was
don't disagree.
I, I was talking to a buddy of mine's a couple days ago, and there's this trend that black people like to protest every time somebody black is killed by
Mhm,
somebody
mhm.
white. And I said, dude, there was like 500 people last year killed by 500 black people killed by somebody white, and there was not 500 protests. And I told him like a lot of the media
Mm,
heighten all of this for whatever agenda they want, right? And that's this is why I don't really get on the internet as much as or as often as I used to, because all of it is filled by an algorithm, right?
mhm.
Whatever
Yeah,
you
yeah,
watch, you would get more of. And I came across this woman's channel. Um, she just says a lot of disgusting shit about black people.
yeah.
Um, Lily Gaddis or some shit. She just says a lot of like nasty stuff about black people with little to no factual evidence to back what she says up, right? And I'm like, if you continue to watch this, you're gonna get fed this consistently per the algorithm, and thus you just become
Oh,
sheep at that
yeah.
point.
Yeah, I know
You,
who
you
that is.
just become sheep at that point, and you just let the algorithm control you, and that is all by design. All of it is by design.
And
This
to
is
be
not
honest,
this.
yeah, to be honest, I think that we are creating our extremists, right? And let me say this, right? I think the psyop is the left, right? I think the left is creating the extremists, right? Because to combat the extremists of the left, the right creates their extremists. So I think the left is psyops. Hell, I think Zyrax is a CIA agent.
That's funny.
Any
Zyrex,
last
you're a
thoughts?
CIA.
I wish. I wish.
What's your what Zyrax? What's your last thoughts?
Well, you know, sorry if I was getting too loud, DA.
No, I don't mind. I love the passion, right? I love the passion, right? And I like to think about, you know what? I'm your outlet. I'm letting you have an outlet, right? Get all that, you live the mundane, mother's life,
Right,
wife
Eddie.
life. So on here, go ahead, go use, go out all your outrage on here, and then you know what? Come be nice with your husband.
You know. Yeah,
I
I mean,
don't
I get it.
mind.
I do. Like I say, I always look for understanding and not really just to
Hmm.
just strongman people opinions or strongman people's perspectives. That's not really what
Hmm,
I want to
hmm.
do, right? So I do understand everything that
And
you're
I love the
saying.
battle of ideas, right? I just love the battle of
Hmm.
ideas. Why can't we, right? Even if we disagree, well, we should literally always have battle of ideas.
Respectfully.
Yeah, respectfully. I don't need people to agree with me, I just need people to, not want to kill me, right? That's it. You
Yeah,
should
that's
not want to
crazy.
kill me because of my opinions. That's it. So,
Yeah,
but
that's crazy.
yeah,
But yeah, you
it
about
is.
to head out, bro?
No, yeah, I'm gonna give everyone their last thoughts. Zyrax,
Yeah.
any other further last thoughts?
Oh, no, I just want to say thank you. It was good talking to you, both of you.
I want to go
So
with you.
Likewise.
So
it.
you gotta. I get it. You're busy, but I love talking to you.
Thank you. I love talking to you too. And yeah, it was good talking to you. So, mate, can he drop his channel or something? Do you live stream or do you post like because you know how some people
No, I don't.
they don't. Okay.
No, I don't. I don't. Well, I have a. I post. So I have a film company. That's about it. But I don't. I don't post like debates and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
I
I
may
thought you
start
said
doing it.
you. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. I was like, if you have a channel, then I don't. Yeah, I'll follow. If you yeah, if you post your channel or somewhere where I could follow you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll. Are you in Discord?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I'll drop it in Discord.
Okay. And DA's Discord.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll drop it.
Uh,
Yeah. But it
okay.
was nice talking to everybody, man. Y'all, everyone did great, man. I think that we had some great, respectable back and forth.
Yeah.
And it was healthy. It was healthy. You know. So.
Yes. And
I love
so,
it.
yeah, of course, whenever you have debates and you have interesting topics, I will hop on and debate
I,
you, or to try to
Gotcha.
I always
debate you
love it.
anyway.
I love it. I love it. Bring
Have
your
a good night, both
CIA.
of you,
All
and
right.
to Eddie.
All right.
All right, good night, guys.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here.
All right.
No problem.
Later.
Later, my brother. Guys, thank you for being here. Evo Eddie, I love it. I love you. I love you. Guys, you guys are amazing. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. That is it for tonight. Again, every Wednesday, call-in show, right? We're going to have debate, respectful debate, have a conversation.